Commander's log, Stardate 55190. The Tiger Squadron continue to follow the Woohoo and the Quakeway fleet toward the Kakaflu system. The system seems to be heavily defended by the Chigo, but the Woohoo have a psionic super weapon to equalize the battle. I hope we can talk them out of this before we are drawn into a full-scale war with our neighbours. End log.
We cut to sick bay not more than a day ago, where a certain Lieutenant Anai was very quickly rushed into the sick bay, bleeding from the eyes and nostrils, and being as she had been transported from the bridge. And yeah, that's the trouble that drops into your lap in the middle of your day, there, Doctor.
Hey, are there reports what happened, or do they just like drop her with no?
Well, your problem now. Walk
Yeah,
off.
pretty much.
I made the roll to get her down there, so it was basically psionic brain fucking.
Good, great. Definitely know how to treat that. Definitely something I learned about in medical school. Um, as start with a scan is always the best thing. See what I'm working with. See what needs to be attended to first.
Reason medicine, difficulty of 1, assisted by ship's sensors medicine.
Okay. Emergency medicine.
Yes.
Oh, and the GM spent to turn off the EMH last time.
Good.
Yeah.
Great.
Who wants Kismet, or do you want me to do it?
I can get it.
Said reason medicine, right?
Correct.
Does the difficulty
Good.
go down?
First roll of the game is a 19.
The second was the 1, so
Yeah, you got a 1 as well. Those balance each other out.
Does the difficulty go down due to sensors?
It should, yeah.
But it was already at 1.
Yeah, it's to a minimum 1. It doesn't zero them out usually.
Okay.
Yeah.
to a minimum of 0. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
does it? Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Never mind.
Hey, if you don't
I
ask, you
could've-
don't get.
Spent my surgeon stuff. To reduce it. But I didn't have to.
So, from what you can tell from this scanning the officer, and it would have been slightly harder if you hadn't gotten a preliminary report already.
Mm-hmm.
But it would seem that Lieutenant Maxa Anai had come into contact with a sonic contact with someone, and then basically imagine almost like a feedback surge coming back the other way, and it caused a major neural shock across her entire brain, which caused her body to go into a near fatal seizure, which has only been kept at bay by the speed of the advanced technology of your officers. Which they got her here, but all they've done so far is just keep her from dying.
Yeah.
And right now she's still on the brink of death, even while they're constantly working like crazy just to keep her breathing and heart pumping and stuff.
Yeah, as stable as she can be. Keep her from crashing.
Yeah. Oh, 1 second.
Oh.
Okay, so have fun trying to reconstruct neural paths.
It was a good time.
I have returned. So, rocks fall, everyone dies. Now,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
good.
they're space rocks. That's how you know it's real.
You mean asteroids?
I said what I said.
Just want to make sure.
I don't know why I just opened the core book. That doesn't help me with what I'm doing. For once.
Yeah.
So yes, you have a dying person on your table who
yeah,
looks
so-
a little bloodier than usual.
But it's not me.
For once.
So-
Hey, for once.
Yet.
You were pinned.
Yet.
Listen,
This is what happens when they get beamed in together. They become a flight liaison.
The woman.
Sure, why not?
Um,
Bajoran, whatever the hell Pend is, Tellarite. There we go.
Wow.
Couldn't remember. I couldn't remember.
Bajoran and Tellarite makes Betazoid. Okay.
I mean, no. Oh gosh, treatment. Suppose Pin's right that I have to like reconstruct her neural pathways. I assume there's a way to do that in Star Trek.
There is. It's a very tricky thing.
Wait, that
I
was
mean,
Very
a
I,
joke.
I didn't expect it to be easy.
That was a joke answer.
I mean, first things first is to treat the immediate damage probably from the seizure so that she is more stable and then we can work on fixing her brain.
Daring medicine difficulty of, we'll call it 3.
Hey, Efrix.
Yeah,
Your medical superpower.
I know.
Okay. Just remind.
Yeah,
You have done a thing where you forgot it for a bit.
I have 2 of those. Plus the wait, so do I have staff here besides?
Yes.
Okay, so I do have a medical team also.
Oh, that's a bad spot to put that.
Um,
Resting coffee on a computer tower. That's smart.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah, if the
Don't worry, I
tower
won't
drinks, then the
spill.
tower runs faster. That's how it works.
No.
Was gonna paint it red and fix it, but I don't know.
Gonna spin for cautious.
Mine is red.
Just
Uh,
one.
20 for cautious.
Surgery and or emergency medicine.
I'll take emergency medicine at this point.
And what do you
Okay.
have in your team do? Difficulty or the other thing? Complication.
I mean, I'll up the complication by 1. That way you have an option.
I was gonna say I didn't think the complication was up. Thanks, Nin.
Generally, you're the one that asks, so I had to do it to you.
Only ask on my rules.
Complications
Yes.
is fun.
Kill Grenon's brand new NPC before they've done anything.
Let's have the medical team bring down the comp.
Okay.
I will use my surgeon's medal to bring down the difficulty by 1.
Is the ship assisting with this?
Computer's medicine in this case. As the doctor looks up the relevant procedures
Bruh,
given.
you didn't even need a complication.
Ooh.
There you go, yes.
We did re-roll that, so yeah. So
Yeah.
gain a momentum out of it. You're able to stabilize the lieutenant long enough that you actually can get you can actually worry about doing surgery and all that,
Yeah.
and that your team isn't just constantly distracted with saving her from a crash every 5 minutes.
Yes. From there we can work on, now that she's a little more stable, we can work on the other immediate dangers to her as person. So we need to stabilize before we go into surgery.
Which you've done at this point. You've stabilized
Okay.
to the point that you
Okay.
could do surgery. I mean, surgery might create a new problem, but for now, she's not going to die while you're doing that.
There's always a chance of complication in surgery.
Yes,
But at this point, if we don't do it,
it's a 1 in 20 chance if you think about it.
Unless you up the complication. Ha.
But yes, you can attempt to perform a rather well. There's two things you can do. One is, now that she's stable, she can be stasis fielded and then held on and then carried to the nearest star base down the line. The cold storage and wait for it to be someone else's problem approach to medicine, which, hey, it works sometimes.
That's not.
But if you
that's
want,
not Efrix's approach to medicine generally.
the other is to perform a very delicate neural surgery,
Okay.
and basically rebuilding from your records, rebuilding what she has, and then trying to. Well, you're doing neural brain surgery is what you're doing.
Yeah.
And hopefully
might
getting
be
her
able
on her feet before she before the ship goes to while under fire, by the way, because the ship is actually jumping to red alert every so often.
But we haven't been shot at yet.
No.
That's
Well,
just-
but between all this work, it's going to take like hours of work, and then
Yeah,
red alert's
it's-
going to pop off. So it's like the. Which, spoiler alert, I can tell you that you're not going to run into too many injuries because you didn't get shot at much, thankfully. Well, at least the Kismet didn't.
we could potentially leverage Vameth into an advantage here,
Thinking.
because we have a neurosurgeon specialist
Yeah.
who you could use probably like, I don't know, with those things you could probably do something better than just using her for an assist.
Yeah.
That's my thinking.
I don't know if she's gonna be better than me to lead though.
No, I don't think she should lead. I'm saying like maybe activate her to make some sort of advantage or to spend her determination on something, you know?
Yeah. No, I was definitely gonna activate her.
You're going to pull Dr. Vermeth in.
Yeah. Because she's my surgery specialist. Not only that, but she specializes in neural surgery.
So that's one of the support for the Kismet.
Under medical.
Sorry guys to pull the support so early, but
No, go for it.
We don't.
It's okay. I'll
Yeah.
hold the grudge. Don't worry.
Oh no.
I think Myth
So
might
you're
be
gonna
right.
try
Is there
the,
a way?
Go ahead.
Is there a way
Sorry.
to leverage her as like an advantage, because not only is she a neurosurgeon, but she's a Vulcan, so she's more familiar with psychic injuries to the brain than I am.
She can attempt a presence plus medicine roll using the team dynamic focus on the basis she has neurology and surgery. in that, and she could try to brief everyone on exactly what needs to be done quickly, and then that can create an advantage. Or she can spend toward her value, a calm mind solves all problems, which will spend her determination, and she'll just get it because she's calm and she's naturally a calm person. So it depends if you want to roll for it or you want to spend her determination right away to create the advantage.
What if we roll for it and then spend determination as well?
Well, that'd be for like, it wouldn't double. You could double up the advantage, but that's up to you if you wanted to do that. You might want to use that determination for reroll. Well,
Yeah.
she's not the lead, but you could create you could double up the advantage if you succeeded at both. It's just if you fail at the roll, then then the determination wouldn't be able to kick in.
Yeah.
Up to you, Doc.
What's the roll gonna be?
Presence medicine, difficulty of 2.
How's her presence? I don't have
It's
her sheet.
amazing.
Hang on. I mean, it's probably at least as good as mine.
It's not fantastic. It's an 8.
Oh,
So it'd be
not
a
as-
total roll of a 12
not as good
there.
as mine. I'm better than somebody at presence. What?
Vulcan.
Yeah.
That's why she and I get along so well. It's not that we're bad, it's just we're alien.
Exactly. I don't know. Spending determination is definitely safer.
Yeah, I think that might be the best option. 'Cause I have my determination still, and I still have another surgeon's award.
Let me check one thing. If she has cautious, she has no talents at all. That's weird.
We haven't activated her in a long time.
Yeah.
And actually, like activated. She's cameoed. Like her actors come into scenes every so often, but hasn't really rolled a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't had to
Alright.
do surgery in a long time,
Mm-hmm.
except for I'm pinned, and then I have the EMH.
All right. So yeah, I think spend that determination for
Because
the.
the meth was busy with somebody else.
So you have an advantage that a calm mind solves all problems. Dr. Vermeth's calm permeates out to everyone else, basically, and makes everyone else kind of focus on what they're doing and try not to think too much about the life that's in their hands at the moment. Because they all know that this is one of the most difficult surgical procedures you can do in Starfleet medicine. It's very tricky. And a century ago would have been straight up impossible. So yeah, they're all free, penned. It's free Medicare, man. So
What an idea.
We're gonna call
Imagine
this.
civilization.
Is there any other preparations before you get into the surgery proper?
So she's done that. She's briefed us. I do have a surgery focus. I'm wondering if it'd be a good idea to, like, stasis field her anyway and work from that position. But it'd
Stasis,
be hard-
you're not able to get
yeah.
at the person.
Got it. And we always have the pressure field on.
Yeah, and the pressure field should give you a. The pressure field is why you don't have a penalty. Biobab will give you a. Ignores any difficulty increase that would have happened, which that didn't come up. No, something reroll something. Is it the pressure field? I'm full of crap. Yeah,
Is that the start?
pressure field lets you reroll when you're doing surgery.
Mm-hmm. I think
For me, you've got a reroll an advantage, and that's even before you spend for cautious. So I'd probably wait till the GM gives us a roll before
yeah,
we decide.
I don't know if there's anything else I can do to prep. I feel like if we wait much longer, it's gonna start being detrimental. So yeah, let's get to surgery.
All right. So, Extended task, of course.
Okay.
You're gonna have so many times to get to do this. You're gonna have basically. Let me think. This happened fairly early on in the engagement.
I mean, didn't this technically happen before the engagement?
Oh yeah, because they were late to the fight. That's right.
Yeah.
I remember now. So they were 1, 2, 3, plus 4 now. I think it was like 3 rounds that fight. Fleet-wide?
Something like that, yeah.
And I'll basically sell you one more because travel time to get to where you're going. Because eventually it's just gonna you're gonna catch up to where the scene the new scene starts, and it's gonna be like, well, she's just not available because she's still under surgery.
Yeah.
So we'll call that, and we'll divide that up into proper intervals. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. I said. So we'll call that 8 intervals. So basically 4 tries, unless you spend momentum to cut down the interval. That will represent. Each time you do that, though, if you do a cut down on the interval, everyone involved has to do a fitness medicine test because that represents you guys not taking breaks. Like you're gonna be doing surgery, and like Vimet's gonna do part of the surgery while you're kind of helping out. Then she's gonna take a break. Then you're gonna do it. Then you're basically swapping, so you're not like exhausting yourselves. But if you speed up, you can. It's just that no one's taking a break, and that's better. That's speedier, but harder on you guys, which will involve a fitness medicine roll to see if you take any stress from the carry any stress into the next scene, as it were.
Got it.
The difficulty of this is fairly hard, actually, because she got fried pretty bad. But she got there pretty quick, so this isn't diff 5 because she was brought down here fairly quick. You didn't create any complications. You know what her species is.
We have a previous brain scan.
That's why computers medicine is going to come into this, because that will reflect you knowing and being able to look over the officer's medical records and comparing that, and looking at like Betazoid techniques and various other brain surgery techniques. That tells me difficulty, work. We'll call this magnitude. I did calculate. Where did I put it? That's not it. That's so not it. There we go. And I would increase resistance, except people's brains being fried by psychic connections and stuff is a thing Starfleet's run into on multiple occasions.
I was gonna say it's not been that long since I've had to do stuff.
Hi.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So you're looking at control medicine difficulty 4 with 8 intervals, 12 work, and 5 magnitude. Assisted by the the ship's computer medicine. Dr. Vermeth can roll to assist since she's been activated. If you wish to bring your medical team into it, you can to bring down the diff or the any complication I'd generate down the line. Which, for giggles, I'll increase the comp by 1. Though that's a one-off, so that'll go away for next roll unless I spend to keep it up.
What does advantage get me? It just gets me.
It lets you bring down the difficulty or the complication. It's like having it's like the crew advantage, except now it's her calm is now helping you with the surgery. So do you wish to put your 2 advantages toward?
I mean, it might be worth just double reducing the difficulty and try and generate momentum for yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
Then you can neutralize comp with momentum if need be.
Okay, let's do that. So both to difficulty.
So a diff 2.
Mm-hmm. Spending for cautious.
Mm-hmm. All zeros.
Surgery?
Yes.
Somehow I feel like that's relevant.
For some reason. I'm not sure why. Sounds
You said-
overpowered.
You said it's control medicine, right?
Yes.
I mean, it's not bad. It's just not as good as daring medicine.
And the ship.
Oh, sorry, I was asked to do something for someone, so I was just quickly reading a thing on the side. There we go. Ship ships. Ship helps.
Hey, and Dr. Vermeth.
Myth, do you want to roll with Myth?
Sure, I'll take that roll.
I think she
Come
was your
on.
NPC originally, right?
Yep. 1.
God.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, neurosurgeon, I guess.
Yeah. It's
All
like
right.
she's made for this.
That will be 7 challenge dice, please. Just putting that in Discord so I don't lose it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is 6 work if you don't re-roll anything.
I feel like I should spend a reroll.
I don't think you need to. You've only got 12 work total. And you've hit half of it on the first roll.
But I only get 8 intervals.
Yeah, all you need is 6 more work and you can probably hit that on the next roll. I mean, sure, Cole, if you want to reroll
Also-
the 3 dice, go for it.
Magnitude 5. So does that mean I only got 1?
You don't. That would be 1 breakthrough and 6 work.
How many breakthroughs do I need? Doesn't say in the chat.
You need 5 breakthroughs.
Okay.
So that would be 4 for getting 5 each time, and 1 for filling the work track.
Hmm. Oh
I
yeah.
can always spend later, too, if I need to.
So the roll stands.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you wish to spend to only use 1 interval instead of 2? Costs 1 momentum or threat, and it will be a fitness medicine test for both of the lead surgeons.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to, because I think it's now a
That-
difficulty
yeah.
1, correct?
The base dropped down to 3. Yeah.
So it's now diff 1. You need, and you can basically hit a magnitude on your next 3 rolls, and when you complete it, you'll get the 5th one.
And I can always spend later if I need to.
Yeah.
All right.
Because my fitness is so bad. And the mess isn't good either.
I'm gonna shave off
I d-
4
I
work.
do have a question.
Yeah.
Because I don't need to sleep,
Mm-hmm.
does that make it easier for me?
It's more mental exertion and focus, and your hands
Okay.
cramping up and stuff.
That's fair. I was grasping at straws. It's fine. I didn't expect it to work, but I had to ask.
Hey,
Okay, so yeah, not this time around. Do a second round of rolls, I guess. Spending for cautious. Other advantages. Like the advantages continue, right? They're not a one-off.
no.
Okay.
I think it's back down to comp 1.
Yeah, because I spent to make that a thing.
Yeah.
But I spent my 2 to bring down your work track instead of keeping the complication up.
Sorry, was that a roll for the math too?
Yes.
And the ship for end.
Come on, probability. Eventually, someone's gonna roll a 20.
All right, I'll spend 1 momentum there to roll 3.
I think you're
Sorry,
just
what?
assisting.
You're just assisting.
Oh, all right.
Mhm.
I mean, I love the attempt.
No, sorry, I thought that was the roll to like stay in it with the.
Oh no, I decided not to do that
Got it.
this round because we can spend later if we need to, but we're doing okay right now.
And there's the. There it is, GM.
There.
No.
There you go. There you
we'll
go.
just spend to cancel it.
I think we have enough to quash it. We only have 10.
And we have 2 float for whatever we need.
That'll be 7 challenge dice. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, really? No, that's 5. That would bring the work track to 7, gets you your second breakthrough.
I mean, it's float, so do you want to spend 1 for a reroll and 1 for extra work?
Yeah, let's do that.
Sounds good.
3.
7, so
Additional
8
2 more work.
plus we spent 1 for an extra, so that's 8 total.
Five, 6, 7, 8, 9, plus the 1 more work. That's 10 work.
Yeah.
You're down to. I assume you're not spending to speed it up. Oh, your magnitude did change though from 1 to 5, to 5 to 2. Difficulty goes down as well. At this point of the breakthroughs, you realize that this was a. It seemed to target the most damaged parts of the brain are the parts related to sonic control and intention. So a lot of the higher brain functions. It's just that the surge hit so hard back, and Lieutenant Anai has not really been keeping up to date on her sonic training and defenses. That's not normally a thing you run into often. It's I think Vulcans run into more often than Betazoids, like because of mind melding, especially alien creatures. And she just very vaguely reached out to something that had a defense mechanism that snapped back and didn't just. It's like a boxer punching you and expecting you to put your hands up to block your head, and she didn't. And she just took it straight on. That's why she had way more damage than some Scions would. But this definitely was a punch meant to hurt. Like it was meant to punch
At
through
this
something.
point, probably Red Alert's been called at least once. Like, really? We're busy.
Yeah, because by this point the Kismet's involved in the fleet action.
the most going on, but I'm a little busy right now.
So, you, I presume you wish to attempt again at a diff 0 currently.
Yeah. For cautious,
Spin for cautious.
I don't really think I need to, but it's worth it to have the extra stuff to spend. Okay. Ooh, I mean, I'm gonna reroll. I'm gonna fish. As I can. There we go.
Plus one more.
And the ship Nind.
The
Click
ship
on the ship.
rolled Dr. Vermeth.
Oh, the ship rolled. The math. Sorry.
Seven challenge dice, please. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. Breaks the work track. So 1 magnitude because you got at least 5, an additional 1 because you broke the work track. Difficulty, base difficulty goes down to 0.
Fourth one. Or this was our third one, right?
Yeah, so next one, as long as you get 5 work, it's just fully done.
Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. Let's go for our final round. Spending for cautious.
For cautious.
Cautious than when poking around somebody's brain.
No, just take a scalpel to it, you'll be grand.
just
Butter knife.
take a long object up their nose and go.
And the ship and the meth.
Oh. She's so busy talking everybody else through neural surgery that she's not really paying attention to helping.
Don't worry, the ship's got her.
7 challenge dice once more.
That's not a
I
threat.
did not roll the ship. I rolled Varder. I'm an idiot. I clicked the wrong thing under the name of the ship.
That's control security.
Yes, it is. It's not a crit.
So that's only 1.
It's
It's
only
a
one.
4.
Fucking. I had
I mean,
both
it's
sheets
fine.
closed right next to each other, and I clicked the wrong one to open it.
Yeah, we're good.
We got it.
Damn. It's not as good as I thought it was.
So after many hours and days of work, you're able to get Lieutenant Anai from the brink of death and reconstruct her neural pathways, so she'll be back and ready to return to work by the time the fleet is following after toward the Kakaflu system. You do have some floating momentum. You can attempt to create some sort of advantage or ask any questions regarding the surgery you've just succeeded at.
Time to get real good at fixing psionic stuff real fast.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Have an advantage of like this because this is not the first time I've had to fix an injury due to psychic backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Something along the lines of like having a procedure put in place for dealing with it and like the physical ramifications to stabilize somebody before surgery. Maybe? team is now versed enough to be like, okay, this is what this is. This is what we need to do before we address this problem. We know how to deal with this part of it.
Or even just a confidence boost. They're like, oh, we've done it
Yeah.
before, we can do it again.
So your team is now on alert for the near future anyway. For any special preparations for sonic backlashes and sonic damage.
Okay.
I've got an idea if you're willing for it.
Oh yeah.
Considering you just worked on the lieutenant, you probably gained a bit of insight on the type of psionic frequency that caused the issue. Is it possible that we can set up a psionic pulse throughout the ship to lessen stress taken by that certain frequency? I assume no, but it's worth asking.
For 2 momentum, it is possible that Dr. Vermeth and actually Dr. Efforts herself might have a kernel of an idea of a rather experimental
Like shielding.
procedure.
Yeah. Oh.
Well, basically, it's like think of it like the kind you'd give where you give someone an anti-radiation shot, but you give it to them to get to prep their brain. It won't automatically give it to the crew, but it'll be something that you could do this episode because you already have the idea. It's just a matter of implementing it for whatever species you're trying to inject it with.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll leave that up to the doctor.
Because this isn't the first time we've had to deal with psychic backlash, so...
Plus, it's a case of we're dealing with the woohoo this session, which is also the psychic species which caused this.
Yeah. Like, when we rescued the Tereshkova, we had everybody, like, that was even slightly psychically linked was having issues. And then all of the stuff that we dealt with the Calcut also, so. First time, I imagine it's not the first time she and I have had a conversation about it. It's the first time where we felt like we had information to do anything about it. Anybody think of anything else?
I mean, maybe an advantage for the lieutenant about, like...
Oh yeah, now that she knows.
Yeah. Or she's experienced this once, maybe, like, psionic resistance or something, I don't know.
Like a boost to her psychic shields or something.
Yeah.
That'd be another 2.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Um,
I feel like she might need it. She has a long discussion with the meth about Vulcan techniques. Even though I know the meth is not psychically trained, but...
It'd be something that'd be a common thing in Vulcan medicine. It's
Yeah.
like, it's not my specialty, but it's, sonic
I-
health and such
And
is something that
wellness
you'd be...
is a part of our curriculum.
Anything else you wish to do before the meeting of the senior officers, since you guys will have to do a briefing in transit? As in, you won't be able to meet in a conference room. You'll have to meet each other over like view screen and comm panels and stuff.
Could we given a similar advantage that the lieutenant got to Varder. Since we know we're going into a situation that deals with it. And he's been susceptible in the past.
Hey.
Listen, I'm trying to protect you. You're my friend.
Can we give Varda a psychic shield because he's a little bitch?
Hey. Thank you very much. I resent that.
I wouldn't.
Wait, what?
I don't think I'd pass that along as a bonus result of this surgery. No.
Okay. It was worth an ask.
Mm-hmm.
I think otherwise it might be good to just have some momentum moving forward. What do you guys think?
Yeah, can do, because like I said, I can't think of anything else, and unless Varda and Myth can, it certainly doesn't harm having extra momentum to the GM's zero threat.
Because otherwise, like, I could think of like some minor things to do in sickbay, but I think all of them kind of fall under the advantages we already have. So.
So you're able to finally step away, and your patient is being brought to her feet and counseled and so on.
Lieutenant.
Yes, doctor. Doctor?
Yeah. I was like, and scene. I don't know what else to do. I patted her on the shoulder and said, good to have her back. And she said, yes.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. I just heard lieutenant and then stop. I was like, what?
Oh, no. I said, good to have you back, Lieutenant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I didn't get that either.
Oh, sorry. I was like, I don't have anything. I thought that was the end of a conversation. I don't know. Do you need to talk? I can talk. I just don't have anything else to say.
I'm just gonna put those there because.
So one less momentum since it's a new scene. Actually, just Lieutenant Commander Varder.
Yes. I'm in this chair again.
Yep. As the captain is in talks with the Rear Admiral Nia at the moment. So he's kind of busy with that particular briefing. The Tiger Squadron is currently following after the Woohoo Quaqua combined fleet. You're less than a few hours from them entering effective combat range of the system. Do you know a briefing's coming up soon among the senior officers? There's just a bit of the doctor's finishing up what she was doing. Lieutenant Myth's finishing up what she was doing. Commander Panda's large should be free. He's free at the moment. And the captain, well, he's probably gonna be late to the meeting because he's talking with the admiral. So at the moment, you kind of have the bridge of the kismet until. But you do get the report that the lieutenant and I has been saved and should be back on duty for this coming shift.
Fantastic. I forget if the captain actually ordered me to do the thing with the weapon or not, and I should do that before the briefing. Should I potentially die before the briefing? Probably not.
I mean, no one's here to not order you to do it.
Yeah.
Oh, your You feel a familiar badge underneath your coat. Make its
Oh.
presence known to you.
Well, I think I can answer that and be fully aware of my surroundings, and it's all psychic anyway, so. Right? It's not particularly obvious. I could just sit here and do it anyway.
I mean,
If you want it to make. Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, the crew already thinks he's weird, so it's not going to change.
I would make it a insight security or presence security difficulty 2 to kind of be paying attention to the psychic conversation, but still be very aware of your surroundings. Because normally you have to focus on the conversation in your head.
Okay.
But if you concentrate well enough, and you can kind of, it's like reading 2 books at the same time. It's doable. It just takes effort.
Psionics is a focus?
Yep.
You get a threat.
Huzzah!
I get to reroll that. Hey!
In free momentum.
Actually,
Yeah, I'll take it back.
give you that. So you have those 3 plus the additional 3. So you should have 6.
Yep.
Boop. Oh shoot! Did I mess with the other world too much? Yeah, the other world is different now. Wait, what? Oh no, that's right. Oh shoot. Hell with it. So you start focusing on the voices of the room around you, but there's also there's like an additional string of thoughts in your own head.
Yep.
And the world around you gets a little dimmer because you're focusing inward a bit, but you can still pay attention to what's going on. Where's the thing I'm looking for?
Just remember to look at your console so you're not staring into space.
I don't have a console. I'm in the chair right now.
The chairs have like armchair consoles.
Yeah, like you're actually still making the motions, like someone handing you a pad, you're paying attention to it and talking to them and stuff. That's what the role's for, to kind of
okay, yeah.
look like you're not doing anything weird. For you, it's a bit of a strain, but to anyone else, you look like you're acting normal.
Probably like a mild look of concentration, and they're like, "That's fair."
Gee, why would we be concentrating so hard? It's almost like he's holding down the bridge. Of course, he looks like he's concentrating. Wouldn't you? No, I just kind of stare off into the distance every 5 seconds. There we go.
How unhappy am I about to be?
The voice seems a lot more clear right now. You feel a presence that doesn't seem as distant as other times you've been talked. Most of the people when you're talked to over the badge, it's usually over like many star systems away, because the ocean, time, and space is relative.
Mhm.
But if something's super close, it's the difference between someone shouting at you with a megaphone across the room and someone who's like right next to you. It's not
Almost
quite
like
as.
we're talking to the fleet in front of us. Okay, so a lot closer than normal.
You get a sense of concern, a sense that they're doing what you're doing. They're kind of focusing on something else while they're talking to you. And you feel a presence you haven't felt for a very long time.
Oh,
Who wants to do the captain scream?
I mean,
Not here.
this
We can
should
skip it. It's fine.
potentially be easier as well, given we're inside each other's heads
Yeah.
as a standard thing without the badges. Yeah. Great. Hi, Adler.
Varder. Agent Varder.
Yeah, that is a thing.
Yeah, I was told that you're the agent on the scene. I've been placed as a computer consultant for the Woohoo here, and I've discovered their sonic amplifier.
And I assume that means you figured out something about what it does. We've got a basic understanding. And our shields are adjusted to withstand the device ourselves.
You know the device, the CalCut I had with me, and I was able to bend your will to do what I wanted. But I needed to be in contact with the crystal to amplify my own abilities. Well, imagine that, except it's the size of a shuttle bay. Same idea, and a much larger scale.
Sentient
could-
crystal again?
That part I'm still trying to get to. I've only been able to get into their computer systems and figure out the specifications. The name might have been misleading, but this looks very similar to my technique, except in a more repeatable sense and requiring less skill of the practitioner. This could bend the will of a planet.
And I'm sure you're aware that's where they're heading. And if it can bend a planet, it can bend a fleet, correct?
Yes. The scale that this is operating on is nothing that I ever thought was possible. A lot of this looks like tech that even that they borrowed. It doesn't. A lot of this doesn't match up with what they have. For the
From
rest of
what
the
we
ship.
know of the species in this region of space, they are all heavily using precursor tech. Anything from species and races from before. It seems a much more common thing here than for what we've come to expect ourselves.
That explains why they. Maybe all of them talking about this thing and talking around it isn't them being evasive. They may not genuinely know how this works. This may have other functions. Sense of wonder, and you can tell that she's looking around in a room somewhere, a very large chamber, like I think like the inside of a hadron collider, except massive. Like she's an ant inside it, sort of feeling. It's like, yeah, this is a little much.
What are the Watcher's goals regarding this? So, just observe, figure out what's going on, stop this war. Did you start this war?
We were looking to establish a base within the Woohoo Illuminated Worlds, and we came along as observers and consultants in the hopes of making allies with a psionic species that wasn't under Federation control. But they'll want this knowledge. All knowledge is the fuel to the future, but I'm not. That's why I'm calling you. You're the agent here. I'm not sure if we should, from a watch perspective, if I should intervene, or if I should try to escape this, or if we should try to steal the tech so we can replicate it.
This isn't the kind of tech we want to replicate.
Not even for a defense?
If you can use it for defense, there's going to be some smartass somewhere that's going to turn it around again. And
Well-
merely having it is going to inspire people to say you can use it for offense.
So what's your suggestion, Agent?
I know what Starfleet's going to do here, and we're going to try and stop this fight from being a fight. As difficult as that sounds.
Starfleet intervenes. I can very much imagine them turning this weapon on you.
We've taken some precaution against that.
They've noticed.
Uh,
And this thing looks like it can be calibrated or remodulated. Exactly how, I'm not entirely certain.
well, if we know that, we can play a game of cat and mouse with them. Which will be fun. But if they use it, they'll potentially... There's a lot of potential there.
So you want me to stay here then, or do you want me to try to escape back to your ships? Because I'm the only one who's over here right now, and the only other people I'm aware of, there's you and there's some other presence on on one of your other ships that has the same badge, but you have the agent frequency, so I called you first.
Right. Do you know anything about the leader on the HMS Larira, the one in command of this Woohoo force?
Leader is it's like a captain or a fleet captain. It's not a terribly high rank. These Woohoo hold social standing and high regard, and he is of middling rank in the overall illumination. It's a long, very boring story, but the short of it is that this feels like an experiment, not an actual offensive. The Woohoo's forces are way larger than this, and sending just some captain with a few ships, I don't know. He doesn't seem important enough for this to be a proper invasion.
So,
But we've only met the Woohoo in the last couple of months, so this is going off of other people's intelligence and what I've observed. I don't know the man myself. I never met him.
the numbers make sense. If they don't have a proper landing force, they don't have enough ships. It's a test, and if it works, they'll win. If it doesn't, they don't lose anything significant. Do you have frequencies to higher Woohoo command? If we could just go around them and talk his leaders down, then they can tell him to stop. And we won't have to do anything.
I only have the
Fancy.
frequency with the Midnight Captain. He's currently on their homeworld, negotiating our future there, if any. I can give you his frequency, and maybe you can convince him to talk them down, but that's beyond my operation. I was just supposed to come along and make the other computers worked, and then I found this thing. So,
if you think you're in danger there, you can come over here. I'll let people here know that it won't be, some weird, spooky intruder that they need to be particularly on alert for.
aren't I still wanted?
No,
Oh, I'm not. Oh.
wasn't. No, I thought that got dropped. Pretty sure that got dropped.
Oh, well, that's news to me. I haven't been to Federation space for a while.
I'm not incorrect, right? That got dropped.
You're right. Yeah.
Wait,
She just straight up doesn't know.
Yeah, no, that was dropped. Congratulations. If you can pass me the Midnight Captain's frequency, I'll try. I think that's our best shot at doing it, just going over this guy's head, because so far he's proven remarkably stubborn. And if the Federation and the Woohoo aren't needing to fight each other or be puffing chests and such, it makes your
So you
job
just want me to
easier.
stand by here for now, or exfiltrate?
Stand by there for now. There's no need to leave. I'll let you know if that changes.
Very good. Should I well, you're the agent. If you want to, the other person needs to know, they'll know. All right. I'll keep an eye out. If I see anything new, I don't know, a sonic crystal that bends space-time. I mean, I'll be sure to let you know. You see, she shrugs. You can feel her just exasperated. Like this was not what she thought. This was gonna be a cakewalk.
Yeah, no, have fun.
I'm just gonna relax, see some new alien computers. Oh, look, a sonic super cannon. What?
Wait, who's Barter talking to?
Adler.
Oh, god damn it! Adler!
And then the contact slowly fades away. But you know the frequency. You could reach out to her again if you wanted through the same technique. And you feel the frequency she feels out to you. You kind of already knew it because you've contacted the guy before
Without knowing it.
without knowing it. Yeah. Your ops officer speaks up as that conversation is ending. Lieutenant Commander, the doctor's ready for the conference call. Looks like the captain's gonna be finished up, and the other ships seem to be getting ready to contact us to chain across. We've already encrypted the channel as you suggested. Just waiting to make sure we're all okay over here. Should we wait for the captain and call him in, or?
I can send a quick chime to the captain to see how his thing's going, and otherwise we can start without him in the conference room. If you can signal our readiness to the other ships.
And we switch over to Captain Grennan in the ready room.
And it'll just be like a little text chime because I assume he's got a console or something that the message can pop up on.
Yeah. So at present, you've seen the summary, but also at present the Woohoo fleet is about a few hours away from operational engagement of the system. So there's going to be a squadron-wide meeting over encrypted channels. But for the last while, you've had some time to speak with Rear Admiral Nia if you had any questions or input onto the mission ahead of you.
Yes. I assume, am I on the horn with the Admiral right this very second?
Yep.
Okay.
The last little bit, there's been a few minutes of just the minor pleasantries of updating her on roughly what's been going on, what you've done in the last while, getting the fleet reports to her. And she's like, oh, she's had to read them and ask one or two clarifying questions. So she knows what you know up to last episode. Unless there's something you left out.
I just don't know, Admiral. We were requested to look into super weapons, and, well, we found them. We found the ones we were we did find the ones we were looking for, and ones that we weren't looking for, right?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. And boy, did we find them, and then some.
Well, at present, that still leaves us with the problem of getting the. Unfortunately, your commander was unable to get them to dismantle them on site, but we weren't expecting too much out of them just doing it out of their own kindness of their hearts. But at least you have a meeting down the road, which is good. So maybe diplomatically we can push them into doing it. You'll be able to push them into disarming their supernova weapons. That does leave us with the problem of your report of this psionic amplifier.
Correct.
We have been given leave to act in a preemptive strike method if the Chigo concern refused to disarm. We have not been given any direction by the council regarding the illuminated worlds because they didn't know about that weapon and they only just are going to know it a few minutes after this call when I have to report up the line. So how long it'll take them to give orders to act diplomatically, whether they want to negotiate with the illuminated worlds or not, that remains to be seen. For now, we have to go by the standing directives and orders of Starfleet. So,
I definitely have my concerns, especially given how evasive the contact was when I requested to speak with the captain of the Lyrira.
Do you suspect something?
I can't. I can't say I have a specific suspicion, but the entire thing smacks of underhanded tactics. If you were to try contacting if a Klingon vessel were to contact us and find a, say, Cardassian in command, that would raise some eyebrows.
However, these two powers are part of some sort of trade defense pact. This Peugeot Starport Authority agreement. So
Indeed.
it strikes me more strange that if they were going to ally with each other, that they would simply take the one ship and bring along one of their officers.
No,
although
I mean, that on its own is entirely fine. I just find concern that I wasn't even permitted to so much as speak to the previous captain of the vessel.
So you suspect that you were being denied access to the captain for some nefarious means, then?
Indeed, after all, the captain is the one who I brokered the agreement with.
You do realize, Captain, that does mean that unless you have evidence that your ally is in peril, in imminent peril, if you take direct action against them, it could be construed as an act of war by these woohoo,
Hence
or even
why
the Quagwa if you gamble wrong.
Hence why I have not acted yet. There are too many unknowns. All I have now is suspicion, but suspicions are often a good place to start.
So what are your intentions then? Since you now know of their weaponry, you know of the possibility that your ally is compromised.
Indeed, I'm going to be having a meeting with my senior staff almost as soon as I get off with you to discuss this very matter and the direction we plan to take next. I've had them looking into a few different lines of inquiry. As I said, there's much that I don't know at this very moment, and hopefully when I speak with them, I'll know a little more. And that will inform my decision-making going forward. You don't have to tell me how delicate of a situation this is, Admiral.
Well, at present, what I'll say to you is, what I've already said, is that you are, until otherwise given orders, you are to maintain the standing orders and directives of Starfleet and the Federation. Secondly, given that you might be at an extended distance from time and distance from your operational area, I am looking to move a ship, one of the ships of the fleet, the Svalin, toward Tallgrass to try to lighten your load a bit and make sure that there's a ship in the region. There's some operations they'll have to do with, but your last report while you were at Deep Space Arcania suggests, and the last report I've heard from DSE suggests that the area is fairly stable beyond the black market issue that you reported. But we'll have the Swan look into that on their way in.
And our friends on the Aracania have also been looking into the matter quite thoroughly on their own, and have been taking steps to bring the situation under control.
Very well. Anything else, Captain?
That's all I can think of at this very moment. I wish I had more for you, to be honest.
Very well, Captain.
Because if I had more for you, then I'd have more to work with.
Act with care, Captain.
Very good.
Admiral. Starbase out.
Cut.
And that's when you get the chime that the everyone's getting ready for the conference call meeting.
Right on time.
Do you step out to the bridge, or do you try to hold it there from your desk?
No. I'm gonna head out onto the bridge.
Captain on the bridge?
Good. Roll 20 is still loading for me. Everything's being slow on my computer right now. Is everyone on the bridge, or is everyone...
The three face Varder steps out of his chair, and the three faces of the other senior officers in the fleet, Commander Pend, Lieutenant Commander Myth, and Lieutenant Commander Dr. Efrix, are on the view screen.
Yeah. Very good. Grennan's going to take his seat, center chair. Report.
Well, the report is we are still in pursuit of the joint fleet on our way to a hostile system about to engage in what seems to be an act of war.
What else is new?
Let's see. Pad, look at it for a second. We might want to move this to the conference room, Captain.
All right. If you feel that is necessary.
Yep. The intelligence officer says we might need to. It's a pretty good hint.
Okay.
So the two of you start heading toward the conference room.
And as we do, he turns to one of the ensigns on the bridge. He says, "Pipe this through the conference room."
Yes, sir.
Get in there, Brennan like motions to the terminal for Varder to initiate the uplink.
Oh,
Just gonna get over to the conference room.
press the appropriate key.
New scene as people start taking their seats. Faces start appearing.
Assuming that Efrix could be in the conference room too.
Now, yeah, since you can physically just come up, yeah.
All right.
We need.
That's just a screen over the display. That's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
We need to make sure. Well, no, we're having these conference meetings. We need to make sure we're social distancing.
Probably means sitting over here as well because I don't just have my back to them. Right. Okay. So, main reason we're here immediately prior to this meeting, I was contacted by an acquaintance of ours, one Irene Adler.
Brennan's eye just starts twitching.
I'm not looking at the captain. She is aboard the Woohoo vessel with their crystalline device. Its size is approximately that of a shuttle bay. As far as
Brennan-
she's able to discern, its purpose is similar to the means she used it on me, contact to exert control over a person. She believes the size of this device would enable control of a planet or fleet.
Brennan has his fists clenched on the table and he's just sort of trembling. eyes still
However,
twitching.
the size of the Woohoo force is minuscule compared to what they have available to them. It's reasonable to assume that this is a test. They don't know if the device will work, they don't know the capabilities in full, and this is a let's see if it works. If it does, we haven't lost anything. If it doesn't, we've lost a very small portion of our available forces. This could also be a reason why they're using the Quaqua vessel. It helps keep them alive for longer in the event that the test is not an outright success, or it needs time to power up the weapon, or anything such as that.
And why is Adler on board their vessel?
The Woohoo are a psionic species. That is of great interest to the Watch. She is there as a liaison from the Watch to the Woohoo.
See. Seem to be a lot of liaisons going around these days. Speaking of which, Dr. Efrix,
You'll be good.
How is
You'll be
Alan?
glad to know that Lieutenant Anai is doing much better.
very good.
She's out of surgery and awake.
Right. I'll have to drop in and visit her.
I did find something out, though. And we might have a potential way to go around the leader on the HMS Larira and to his superiors,
Oh,
of which there are many. It appears he is a middling rank, something equivalent to you, Captain Grennan, in rank.
oh.
The Watch contact on the Woohoo homeworld is someone I can contact, and through them potentially find a way to talk down this operation.
See.
And if we can just simply go around him instead of trying to talk down a stubborn bull, as I assume everyone's opinion of him here, it could be quite simple, or quite a good deal simpler.
Hmm.
I wouldn't put all of our eggs in that basket. It
Oh
could,
no.
it could be worthwhile while you're attempting to contact whoever you need to on the planet. I can reach out to the fleet in front to see if I can get them to temporarily stop for a tactical briefing and see if we can try to convince them to withdraw.
Right. Further on their weapon, something else Heather was able to pick up. One, she's not been able to figure out if it's sentient. Two, the technology does not appear to be Woohoo. Makes sense. A lot of the other species around here are using technology that's not their own. It's all and they found it and they're using it. Three, they can modulate it. Or at least it appears they can. So what we've done to our shields to resist the device could be countered.
Hmm.
That just means we need to keep up.
Writing an adaptive component into the software, then.
Just need to scan and keep up with what they're doing. It's possible, dangerous. Hopefully it doesn't come to it. But if we know, we can be prepared.
Indeed. Now, one of the concerns that I shared with the Admiral is in reaching out to the captain of the Larira. I've been stonewalled at every turn. I find that suspicious.
Well, if we can get the fleet to stop temporarily, and we can arrange some form of meeting with the captains of each of the vessels, then we may be able to discern what their status is.
Hmm. Very good.
I'm just concerned that with our orders, if we can't get them to stop, we are going into a war zone on one side of the fight, not as a neutral party.
Oh, I'm just trying to remember it. GM, out of character. What was the Admiral gave me an amendment, didn't she?
It should still be in the private messages we have.
No.
I-
She just gave me something during that talk.
Preemptive
the-
action against the Chico.
Which
Oh,
that was
yeah.
already in your that was already in your
Okay.
orders.
That was already in my order.
The amendment isn't so much. It's more. It was less an amendment and more a reminder that given no clear orders regarding the woohoo, such as like for example, attacking them for their super weapon, she hasn't been given any orders to that effect. So it's a matter of maintaining the standard directives and orders of Starfleet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Never mind then. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't misremembering that.
Yep.
So we need to try and get them to pull out, or at least stop temporarily, and do all we can to convince them, because again, even though we are to defend the Liara, we know for a fact that it will be participating and we will be forced to interject.
Correct.
If things don't go as we would like and the forces do engage in combat, it is entirely possible and likely that Miss Adler will make her way to one of our vessels.
Hmm.
Which she's no longer wanted within the Federation.
The captain lets out a big sigh. Very well.
In
Shouldn't
the
you
event
be happy
of
about that, Captain?
It's fine.
I would like to know to what extent I would be able to negotiate with the Woohoo or the watch contact on their world for what could be used to persuade the forces here to stop.
I would assume it would be standard. If we can get them to stop, we would be more than willing to enter into a non-aggression and possibly a trade agreement. But we would require them to dismantle their super weapons.
Alright. If it comes to it, they may, as a thought, given what they're facing, may wish for our assistance in defending themselves. I believe that would be acceptable to the Federation if it's not an offensive war, but a defensive one. And even then, less of a war, more skirmishing, hopefully.
I believe the Federation would assist. They may try to get political about it, but in the end, I believe they would render assistance to the Woohoo if they agree to those terms.
I'll see what I can do. I've never tried to third-party convince someone.
And you can put it to your midnight counterpart that if they are helpful, in this endeavour, that may put in a good word to the Federation on their behalf as well.
I can try and say that. We'll find out how they take it.
Well, surely it's better than constantly being highly scrutinised by the Federation.
That is true. I just doubt they're likely to show their faces still, given the mentions constantly of hostile forces that would love to just kill every agent and member of the Watch.
Well, they don't need to reveal themselves, but if it's known that they assisted in preventing war in the region, it'll definitely look better for them as an organisation.
I can put it forward to them.
Would you have any issues with that, Captain?
None as of yet. Again, there's still just so much we don't understand and so much that we don't know.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Well,
Yeah, isn't that our job, Captain?
Hmm?
The unknown?
No, you're right. You're right, of course. Just wish it wasn't so damn down to the wire every time.
Yeah, this time the unknown is just holding a giant sonic cannon to our heads. Nothing different.
well, considering we don't have all the information, that has to be our focus. Just the super weapons and
Agreed.
stopping possible contact of a war.
However, our ability to intervene with the Woohoo is fairly limited.
Agreed. That's why all we have at the moment is talks and third parties. If we can get that to work, fantastic. If not, we'll have to deal with what our objectives are after that.
Grennan nods.
He would.
I can't win with you people. Is there anything else?
I believe I must make some adjustments to our shielding technology.
Nothing on my behalf. Unless you particularly want me to go and start talking to Klingons, but I don't see that as a fantastic idea here.
Right.
No, I don't know. Apart from trying to reach out to the fleet myself, there's nothing really else I can put forward.
Yes. Speaking of which, the fleet at large, I do have some good news. Although it's not finalized yet, there's a possibility that 10th Fleet might be moving another ship into our operating region. They wouldn't be part of they wouldn't be part of the Tiger Squadron. They would be an autonomous vessel performing its own missions in the area. But hopefully it'll take some of the load off if the reassignment goes through.
Well, let's just hope we can get back to Tallgrass and meet them.
Oh, fiddlestick.
But unless there's anything else, I seem to have an ensign trying to play games on his console.
That man is playing Galaga. He thought we wouldn't notice, but we did.
Just touch a button.
I'm technically calling
a
out the
bit-
GM.
There we go. It's a strategic simulation. It's not a game, man.
Lord.
Pen just takes off a shoe and throws it at him.
Ah!
When did Pen become
Wilhelm
Hispanic?
scream.
I have nothing else, Captain.
Very good.
Thing right now, Cap.
Dismissed.
Permission to remain here while I attempt to establish contact.
Not.
Hmm?
Sorry, I was answering the chat.
No, permission to remain here while I attempt to establish contact. I imagine doing so on the bridge would be a poor idea.
Hmm. You have a point. Everix, you're fine to return to sickbay?
Yes, sir.
I'll try not to collapse into a coma here.
I'd appreciate that. One crewman a day is more than enough. Yeah, me?
You've had days off.
I mean, yes, but it's less about that and more about the fact that I don't enjoy you being injured. Any of you.
I shall try my very best to avoid it.
Good.
You're injured.
So the doctor heads off to her medical bay of doom.
Just gotta get the agonizers ready.
Oh god.
Wrong universe.
Captain, you head off to the bridge.
Yep. Oh, well, actually, technically, mirror universe that Pend and
Oh.
Efrix were in no longer exists.
Well, the escape pods did launch from the ship.
No. I mean, literally, their universe no longer, their timeline no longer exists. Hadfield and the Argo messed up their timeline.
You'll find out.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine, and in no way will that come back to haunt this ship in any way, shape, or form. Don't
Alright,
worry.
At least that means you could have potentially unkilled Grennan. Damn it, I'll have to do that again.
I mean, we still have Mirror Pen to deal with.
To be
There are
fair,
still
I
mirror
think
people.
Mirror Pend and Mirror Varder and Mirror Efrix are worse than Mirror
Oops.
Grinnin, just because Grinnin his was more manipulation. Theirs is just straight up like psychotic.
Well, I mean, Grennan is a goober no matter what universe.
Yeah.
Just different flavors.
I'll be right back. About a minute.
No.
Well, that doesn't look like something we wish to engage.
New.
There we go. The fleet engagement as it is. Ahead of you is the Kakafu system. Far off.
Gesundheit.
On long range sensors. Just gonna mute somebody here. Serving. The planet, the surround in this system, there are a net of what's already been reported by the Andromeda as. Okay, that could be a little lower. Little lower. There we go.
Keep thinking you're gonna
Um,
say cockapoo, which is
There are some sensor enhancement grids that extend further out and let them basically this sensor system they have throughout the 5 system alliance basically lets them see out for several light years away from their systems in high detail. So they probably see you and the fleet coming in, and you guys are still like some hours away before getting to them. The planet also seems to have a rather robust defense system, along with a space station overhead and a rather large fleet on approach, because they can see the fleet of Woohoo forces and Quagga forces heading toward them, and they can see your little fleet shadowing after them. Sensors also detect that other fleets seem to be en route from neighboring star systems, but it would take a considerable amount of time for them to get here. At the moment, you are operating largely on fleet scale, but unless you're attacking somebody, you're probably doing like task actions for your fleet.
Or moving us around.
Or moving yourself around, yep. Now, there will be of your 2 actions as a fleet, you can spend those toward doing work, which can allow a player character to do something other than... it would still mean the ship moves at least 1 hex, because the fleet can still be moving while they're doing things. But a lot of the fleets focus on helping that person achieve what they're trying to do. Then, of course, there's the possible bonus 3rd action that the captain of the fleet can generate, or they can do to create a reroll of attack or defense, or do their own work task, as the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So at present, you guys are the first to act because in this conflict, largely because you're the first ones who are actually doing anything other than moving closer to each other. So you're kind of already, you're not starting the fight, but you're the first one actually doing something other than just movement.
Right.
Which they're going to see. They're going to see that they may not know exactly what you're doing, but they're going to see that you're acting. You're not just purely following after the fleet. To give you an idea of scale, by the way, because your sensors would be able to detect this, this fleet is effective scale of 36.
Oh my god.
This is effective scale of 38. And the planet's defense systems on the planet plus the space station itself add up to a full 40 worth of scale on its own. You guys are about... Between the 3 of you, you're scale 12. Just to give you an idea of the scale here.
Good.
And to give you an idea of the other fleets, according to what the Andromeda has reported, that's a single star system's combined fleet. There are at least 2 more coming to this battle.
Yeah.
At some point.
Now do you see why I'm trying to get them to stop so we can talk to them?
Yep. I am. Whew.
We've got 2 different angles of trying to get this to stop.
And I'll mark out just so we know who can be active. You can. Oh, by the way, you can split up your fleet if you wanted. If you wanted to have like the ships to have extra actions and stuff. It's just that those ships are now combat-wise
small.
Very small on the scale of fleet combat. But I presumed you wanted to be clustered together, at least initially. I didn't know if you wanted... I didn't want to presume you split up away from each other.
I think we should stay together.
Yeah.
With the scales being tossed around, I think we should stay together.
How does that work for certain ship special abilities? Is it just because not all of them have it and none of them get anything?
Yeah, your special abilities kind of tune out from each other.
Okay.
Now, if you do try to drop things to a ship scale, I'll point out before that idea comes up. If you try to do that, let's say this fleet, they all show up on the map because they're the fleet acting together. You're actually some state like on a at a regular starship battle sense, you're like extreme 2 or something like that. Like they can see you, you're back there. You can see them on sensors. But it's like, yeah, we're nowhere near close enough to each other to shoot at each other. We're so far away from each other. But it's a nice comfortable buffer between everybody where it's like, let's not like be right on the cells because that looks a little sus.
Eh.
Aggressive.
If that's all you're doing is follow God, we're just observing. Don't mind us. I'm just directly behind you.
Tiger
worry.
Squadron is sus.
But yes. Oh yeah, I was gonna put up the tokens.
So I think the question is, do we wish Vada to go with his idea first, or do we want to try and reach out to them?
I think the captain's doing his task first of
Yeah.
third action.
Yeah. My first I go to see if I can buy us a third action. Unless we want me to be the one who's doing the talking.
I mean, I'd say it probably would be best if you assisted, because I spent last week to get the alliance with the leader.
Yeah, the only thing is if we're gonna be doing any kind of diplomacy talking, I have all the talents and the medals and everything for it.
You could prep to assist with the roll, or you can say, "Oh, I'm gonna wait till someone else assists me with the roll."
Maybe this time I'll just do for the third action then.
Because you can also swap out who's doing the most of the talking.
Yeah, because talking's gonna be an extended diplomacy task because it's
okay.
happening during a conflict. So
Like-
there's gonna.
Penn could have a good solid crack at it, and then you assist him, and then you could have a good solid crack at it, and you assist him if you've got different arguments that'll step it
Yes.
forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, that
That's
works.
the idea.
Okay, so
Whereas Margaret's just going to be very mentally busy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I
Big brain
will.
time.
Big brain time. I am going to try to get us a third action then.
Presence plus command, difficulty of 3.
Difficulty 3. Okay. I'll spend 1 momentum. I'm pretty confident in my ability to hit this. Team dynamics as a focus.
Yep, I'll take it.
I hit the button. There we go.
Hit it harder. Oh, there we go.
And I get the momentum back.
Yep, you have a third action. What actions does the Tiger Squadron wish to take?
I think it's task, and task.
Although we have to decide what direction what little directions we want to move. To which I think
And we could just
my guess would be. Sorry, I meant to go center. My guess would be like here, here, here.
yeah, we could do that too.
Hang on, I will be right back. Oh god damn it, Myth.
Perfect time. But yeah, I think if the captain's not against it, I'll try to open communications with the joint fleet and especially leader.
I have his name in my intelligence file.
It
Leader
is-
Javrat Fietless.
Yeah, it's in the mission briefing.
Let's see. You have a favor from them, as I recall, yes?
Yes,
Or with the leader.
specifically with him, the guy leading the fleet.
Okay, 1 second.
Ooh, you have a fleet favor.
Yeah, I specifically spent it for him for this session.
In other words, you could call it a fleeting favor.
Shut up, Dorter.
You are able to establish communication with the leader of the fleet, Leader Jervat Fetless, as he is predisposed to spare a moment for you.
I assume this is Leader Javat Vietless?
And you are Commander Pend
Correct.
of the Peltist.
That is correct. I am reaching out to you to ask yourself and the rest of your joint fleet to temporarily come to a halt so that we may at least discuss tactical options and other options that may arise.
You intend to join our fleet in this engagement?
We would very much prefer not to, but our current orders are still to offer assistance to the IRA. And to that degree, again, we would like to either for the fleet to halt so we may discuss tactical options and at least open discussions with yourself.
Oh, and you guys, you guys are moving over this way.
If
We
pos-
are willing to slow our approach and allow you to catch up to us, and either arrange yourself in closer proximity to our fleet, or coming within our fleet structure to talk over more secure channels.
I'm back. What I miss?
Commander Penn has made contact with Leader Jervat Fetless, leader of the combined fleet.
we appreciate that. Would you be willing to, once we get into formation, to allow us to come across to hold personal face-to-face negotiations?
Given the tactical situation at the moment, I don't know if it'd be advisable for us to be transporting aboard each other's ships. Given that the enemy is unlikely to allow us much time. Mind you, it will take them a bit of time to get to us, but if you wish to transport over to one of our battleships or have one of my staff come aboard one of your vessels, we can arrange a very quick transportation, but we need you to be within our fleet formation to make sure that we're not exposing ourselves unduly.
So would it be possible for myself and my captain to beam across to yourself so we can discuss it as tactical heads?
Post roll. This guy's willing to let you talk with his subordinates, and it was no roll to talk to him. It's like over this. It's like I don't know if I want to be meeting with you people directly yet.
In person on the Lyra.
He seems particularly resistant to that idea. He's like, I owe you one, but I don't know about that.
Well, I'm trying to kill two birds with one stone.
Yeah, because if you're on the ship, you can see what's happening with the crew there as well.
Yes.
Well played, Mr. Pend.
What
It's going to be opposed presence command or presence security. Presence security if you're trying to be deceptive about it. Presence command if you're genuinely trying to get him to sit down and talk to you.
I'm genuinely trying to get him to sit down and talk. Take one threat. I'll spend 2 momentum. Would you allow team dynamics? Poker face.
I have to say no to both.
I'm trying to think of a way of a selling former operative, but it's not coming to me this very second.
Gonna spend a threat for a single die.
Oh, awesome.
Ah, screw it. Yeah, no focus for this one. I'll re-roll the 0.
Rerolling that 16. Oh,
Do I even need to re-roll that 0?
Well, I would see if we get any momentum out of it.
okay. So
Which a
Good job, penned.
3 hits with a complication.
versus our
Um,
4 hits.
So you get a momentum. I believe you're familiar with the dining room aboard this vessel, the officer's lounge, the captain's dining room.
Myself, not personally, but my captain has, so that should not be an issue.
Very good. I'll allow you to come within the fleet and transport to that location. I'll meet you in there.
Thank you very much for your time. I'll cut comms and tell Grennan immediately to move within the fleet because we're going over to pay him a visit.
Very good.
Wait, we are? No. What is your second action going to be? That was your first one.
Well, the second action won't take us in range to do that, so it'll need to be something else. Oh, hi, I'm something else. I said that, and I was like, wait.
Wait.
So, so I imagine you're going to start moving toward them with that action?
Yeah, so work towards and Varda do his thing.
So Varda, you're going to reach across the stars, I presume?
Yep.
Just speak
And
with
this
a
time I
certain-
can just concentrate on it, so...
Give me presence plus command, difficulty 2, to
Presence.
focus on that person.
Psionics.
Yep.
And talk about the psychic trait. And part of the ocean. Yay. Let's see. Let me...
I knew I had it in here.
Difficulty 2, you said?
Yep.
Put a momentum into it for a third. Get that back. But... Ooh, I was 1 off getting a crit there.
Whew.
Ah, yes.
Mhm. Where's
Who would
my-
win in a fight? The entire psychic background of the universe, or one crystally bony boy?
I don't know, but I'd sure as hell try. I don't
As
think I've
you're-
ever actually seen him before.
you haven't. No, you haven't met the guy, but you feel his presence in your mind as you've reached out across the stars, and you could feel him. And actually, why you have to try so hard is because he's surrounded by a planet full of many presences that are awake and aware, and it was almost like trying to shout across. It was like not shouting across a crowded room, but trying to wave your hand at that person to let them know, I want to talk to you. Come over here, so I don't have to shout and let everyone in this room hear me.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the presence kind of focuses on you, and helps you tune everything else out until it's just the two of you, or both of you contacting each other. Agent Varder, I did not expect a direct contact from you so soon. I haven't even given you a mission quite yet. Wait, did everyone else?
Yeah, I think.
Did everyone just get kicked out?
No.
I'm still in Discord, but everyone got kicked out for me.
I see
everything's
myself
lagging.
alone in the Roll20 for me.
I'm
Same.
still.
Oh,
And
same.
also the Discord's lagging.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna refresh the Roll20.
Yeah, same.
that was
Huh.
weird.
And
Yeah.
switch over the.
That just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. With Discord doing it at the same time, that's what makes it
Yeah,
weird.
There
Because of that, I'm inclined to think it was a Cloudflare problem, given they're both on that,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which doesn't exactly bode well.
Mm.
I see Myth. I see Varder. I see myself. Marora, because Marora will never leave.
I know.
Mhm.
Pend, Grennan.
You need to reset the entire. You need to make a new game essentially to get Marora out of this at this point.
What the hell is that?
My sheet isn't loading.
Oh,
My
sheet.
sheet isn't loading either. Okay.
Uh oh. This is a problem.
Yeah.
I can't load anything.
Sorry guys, Ocean killed the game.
Oh man.
Pend's back.
It's like the list is available, but the individual sheets
Yeah.
don't.
Oh,
Generally
it-
that happens. It just means it's loading still. Because I get this with another game of mine that uses a lot of scripts on sheets. That just slows down loading normally.
Huh.
This is just loading.
Yeah, this is
Weird.
loading. Other stuff is loading up.
The
on other
Kismet
people's
sheet opened for me just fine.
All right. So yeah, it's probably just working its way through the list. 'cause
My
we have a lot
personal
of
sheet is
sheets.
now open.
Holy heck.
My personal sheet is now here. I've got red
no,
text on the
my
top of the
connection's
screen,
been
but that'll go
interrupted.
away in a minute. That'll go away in a minute, I'm sure.
Maybe.
It'll be
We'll see.
fine.
Oh yeah, my sheet's open.
Right. So,
That's weird.
Yeah.
is everyone back?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yes, right.
Yep.
That's weird. Connection interruption there.
so yes, you feel the captain's, the Midnight Captain's presence in your mind. Yes, the last thing he said was, Agent, I did not expect you to make contact with me. I haven't put you on a mission yet.
Right. Yes. It's circumstance that has me contacting you. Apparently, I've spoken to you before.
I'm aware of your presence. This is
I-
the first time I've had to open to you so directly. Usually it's through a chain, which means you know how to contact me. So this must be important.
Yes. It's to do with the Woohoo and the mission that one of their fleets is presently on. With a, as far as we are aware, secret crystalline super weapon that has incredible psionic potential. This fleet would appear to be taking an aggressive move against the Chigo and the Five System. It's the Five System Alliance fleet, correct?
Five System Alliance and Concern fleets.
Yep.
So they're both Chigoan, yeah. What you're speaking of is the Crystalline Psi Amplification Array.
If that would be the name for it, then yes.
This, I had suspected that they had discovered such a device. I did not realize they had already deployed it. That is of concern. Have they
No, they're moving towards a Chigo system with my squadron behind them. We're attempting to get them to stop so that this conflict won't escalate. then I found out about your particular presence where you are, and was either hoping to get communication to higher ups through you, or from you, or through you. If we can stop this, then, well, things get a lot better.
These woohoo believe that they are the protectors of a lost empire of sorts. They see themselves as guardians and defenders, and the Chigo as a criminal syndicate that they're going to crush eventually, although they're trying to do it with as little shit as possible. I advised against this device being used because they don't know enough about it, but they may be more sonically practiced, but they have all the arrogance of their Terran brethren. So they believe if they just shoot it and see what happens, they'll figure it out as they go.
Terran, you don't mean Mirror Universe Terran, right?
Oh, right, you're not from... Terra is Earth. It's another name for it.
Okay. Okay, because we just had a lot of experience with them, and I was concerned very quickly.
Apologies for the misunderstanding.
Right. Okay, I know Adler's aboard their vessel. I know she's trying to figure things out. She's aware it can be calibrated. We're aware we can calibrate our shields to resist it. We don't know its potential, because it's not yet being used. We're attempting to talk down their fleet from the fleet level and from command level. Which is why I'm here talking to you.
I can try to talk with their consulates, their consuls and senators, but it's going to take me the better part of a day to do that. I need to talk to what few contacts I have here, get certain senators to call on the consuls. Hopefully they're not off the planet. And then I could possibly have a sitting of the Senate and then call for them to make contact, request for them to make diplomatic contact with the Federation, which that will take me calling them together, waiting for them to sit down, the preamble of what other business they have. This won't happen in a blink. I can get a meeting, but if you can stop that battle there, I can get you a meeting maybe tomorrow or the day after.
It'll be a weird turn of phrase, for sure. The Midnight Watch establishing contact for the Federation.
Well, you seem to care, and frankly, I'd rather this device wasn't used. Not because I have any particular illusions that somehow stopping this will keep it from being used ever again, but the consequences of it being used and succeeding frighten me more than it failing or catastrophically doing something that they don't expect.
To that end, I've been given the standard authority within the Federation to offer a trade, non-aggression, etc., even to the extent of defensive. And if I was to fudge it that you're acting on my behalf as a Starfleet intelligence officer, yeah, it'll be paperwork on my end, but I'm more than fine with dealing with that paperwork.
With all due respect, Lieutenant Commander, that seems a bit below your rank.
It's given due to the fact that the captain is not in the physical condition to be able to establish this contact.
What I mean to say is I don't know if you'd be able to convince your superiors to allow us freely into the Federation. And I'm not until you can guarantee that instead of letting them to die, I couldn't possibly advise any of my membership who aren't already Federation members to return.
Maybe.
But I will. Your offer of a bribe aside, sorry, it's not a bribe, a consideration. I forget that's the modern term now. I will do what I can to help you, and if you see it in your heart to try to get the Federation to do what it swore to do in the Charter, then you have my blessing to attempt. You will likely fail, but I like to be optimistic.
Yeah, I'm pessimistic, and I'll still try.
Fair
God.
enough. Fair enough, young Bajorn.
Is there
I'll do what I
anything-
can.
Is there anything that we could provide you that would help things move faster on your end?
We need them not to. We need lives not to be lost. The minute they start shooting at each other, and if they start losing, if their fleet gets destroyed there, or they suffer large casualties, the consulate will likely use this. I get the feeling that this is a
test.
a test.
If they win, they've not lost anything. If they lose, they've got an excuse to further the conflict.
Exactly. So let's not give them an excuse. Buy me time. I need the time.
We can do that. Is the device alive, sentient? Is that known? If it is, we've got experience that might help us argue this.
I couldn't say. I never got close to it. I saw the specs for it. I was hoping that Adler was going to discern that for me.
She doesn't
Although
know
I
yet.
didn't expect her to find the damn thing.
She doesn't know yet, so we'll find out.
Well, pass on the word that she can try to find out, and if you can somehow mobilize your Starfleet compatriots to assist you in your investigation, then know that Adler will be... Well, she'll follow your orders because you're following mine. Or rather, I suppose orders is the wrong term. We're mutually assisting each other in our intelligence objectives.
She's made that clear to me.
I think you're the one that made that clear to me, Lieutenant Commander of Starfleet.
Full circle.
Well, never thought the Bajorans would join, but suddenly I'm very, very glad we kept trying. I hope to hear from you soon, Varder.
I'll let you know. Here's hoping. Good luck.
The presence fades, and for a brief moment, you can feel like a lot of eyes are turning in your direction.
Ah, do not like.
Finger guns and leaving.
Presence, command, difficulty 2.
Oh my god.
I'll throw a momentum at that again.
Finger guns and leaving, it's the best.
Oh no.
Haha!
Hmm.
Finger guns and leaving, indeed.
I feel it in my bones as a value.
You could use your value, yeah.
Yeah, or sometimes others must stand for us. Or would this actually count as a directive?
I mean,
We're trying to avoid a conflict.
I mean, I would say yes, apart from the fact of this role is for finger guns and leave.
Yeah.
God. Oh my god.
I'm not a diplomat, guys. You know this much.
But yeah, you have other values that would let you get
Yeah.
the roll.
I feel it in my bones. Sometimes others must stand for us. Quite literally. Alright, we'll find out. That's enough. Damn it.
And you allow your presence to linger just an extra second longer, and all the eyes look in that direction and are puzzled by the absence, as if they felt like that tingle, and everyone, like a whole room full of people or a city or a planet, felt someone in the room, and they turned to look, and that person vanished. They kind of all look at each other again, puzzled by the interloper that was in their midst.
Hey, at least I wasn't hostile.
That's why they didn't like rush to it. It's like, someone here? Who's that? Hey, Pit vanishes. What was that? I don't know.
What is
God.
finger guns?
I'm just gonna put this in my milestone notes as finger guns.
Oh my god.
No,
that
put
was
it as
funny.
finger guns and leaves.
Oh, that was the funniest goddamn thing.
That was pretty good.
Third action.
But you cannot deny it's Varder.
Yes.
Very.
Oh, not at all.
So like,
Just-
I don't know what to do here, so I've done what I came to do. Goodbye.
just yeet yourself out of there.
I believe the third action would be meeting up with the fleet and transporting across.
Okay, so let me just very carefully adjust our fleet structure.
Which I'm sure these movements appear as concerning to the Chico.
Mhm.
Hey, this is the
Ships
only
are
way
so
I could
tiny.
think of to get us on board that ship.
Their fleet strength just went up by a bunch. They're very happy about this.
Now what,
arrangement.
like 50? 48.
36 and 12. 48, yeah. As you move amongst their numbers and you're surrounded by fighters and the carrier and the 3 battle cruisers keeping it at the front because they're being nice. They're like, well, you're guests. Let's not make you take point. Plus, that makes it harder to transport to the carrier.
Plus, one of our ships is basically a heavy fighter. A super heavy fighter.
Mhm. It's a
Ah.
gunboat.
Yeah. But
Could give me control or presence engineering difficulty of 2 to arrange for a very swift transport over to their. I assume you are transporting to the coordinates they gave.
yeah,
Yeah.
to the captain's dining
So,
room.
so Pend and Grennan are the ones going over.
Yes, unless anyone
Yeah.
else wants to go.
Yeah, I'm not bringing. I'm not bringing. I don't think I'm gonna be bringing Ania over.
Like, if you
Or,
want a psychic, you can bring me, but or security even, or just bring a security person. Up to you.
Who do we want making the role?
Ada?
That's my engineer.
Yeah.
You could actually have her do the role of having her do control engineering instead. You'll just use up one of your
Cruise port.
crew support for the the plank.
I think that might be worth it.
It's we could use a new person that are not terribly good, but we also don't want to screw this up.
Yeah.
Spend
we
the
could do that.
momentum for cautious.
Someone got Vada?
Yeah, I've got her up now.
Alright.
And the Maxwell Planck's whatchamacallit, sensors engineering can assist with this because a engineer is actively coordinating the transport.
I didn't realize
Forced
that was
it by
needed.
1?
Captain, just so you know, Ania is cleared for duty. She's okay.
Hmm.
Well, we got one, and we can squash that one. So
Hang on a sec. I will be right back.
If you want her in the party, you can have her.
Yeah, and actually, you might want to discuss it. Who you're going to bring over for your away team? I'm going to step away from the computer briefly. I'll be right back.
Probably as a quick thing before you're leaving, there'll be the hey, Captain. On my end, they're going to try, but we need to buy time here.
well, yeah,
I don't think.
I think it's me and Grennan for certain. It's whether we want anyone else to
Yeah.
go. So do we want an eye to go?
You could bring an eye. You could, if you want, you could bring me. But
Well, I mean,
uh,
this is basically a meeting for us to get them to stop. This isn't for us to drop her off.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and we've already gotten, like, explicit, no, we don't want that person yet. From him.
And I don't think taking over
I
security
don't see a reason to
officers
bring her
help.
over.
Yeah.
So it might just be a case of me and Grennan this time.
Yeah. No, just the two of you should be fine anyway, because you're basically a security officer.
Yeah,
Give
with,
her anything.
with a hand cannon and a sword.
Yeah.
And I'm back.
Hi.
So yeah,
We're still thinking it's just the two of you.
Yeah, because I don't think we
Yeah.
should take anyone else across really on this one.
Yeah, agreed.
Remember, Grennan, do not point your shoulder towards them or it will get hurt. Again.
Also, have you put your
Can
gun on?
psychics influence his shoulder?
Do we want to find out?
Oh, Grennan, put that gun on.
Oh yeah,
He already had it on, I think.
I've had that
I'm just
throughout
wondering
this.
if you should take a female crew member with you.
This is for the woohoo on the we're talking to a woohoo
Yeah.
guy on the show.
Okay. Yeah, I know, but it's still a
Eh.
clockwise shift.
I think we've played that one out enough.
Okay.
That we're on good enough terms now.
Yeah.
They're
Yeah,
aware that we have both.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I was gonna say if we were dealing with different woohoo, maybe.
It wouldn't have to do with woohoo at all.
I'm
And
sorry, not woohoo. Sorry. If it were different, if it was
Quack,
a different bunch of them,
Quack quack.
yeah, if it was a different Quaqua ship, probably I'd want to bring a female crew member along, but
So I believe GM, it's just the two of us.
Just the two of anyway.
Okay.
Uh,
I think we
I mean,
just
Grennan
gave
has
it
to
our-
start his romance tasks eventually. You can't get all the achievements otherwise.
I think we just dated ourselves a little bit.
And before I beam away, if the fleet moves, if the woohoo fleet moves, is the Starfleet vessels going to follow along with them?
I would
Like,
hope
do you act
so,
on their fleet movement?
because
While our people are aboard their vessels, yes.
yeah, I'd hope so.
Okay, so they'll make sure they're basically making sure not to outrun you is how that'll work, but you're basically following their lead more or less.
I mean, that should still give us some time before we engage three massive fucking fleets.
You know, hopefully we don't engage three massive fucking fleets.
I hope so as well.
Oh no, the music again.
what?
I forgot this music.
Oh yeah. Oh, I hate it. Oh, I hate everything about this.
Fantastic.
So you be into Grinda, you've been in this the first time you've been in here. A marble floored room with gleaming white walls, fine wooden furniture in the center of the room, with a viewport looking out into the stars. You can see the fleet and fighters outside as they're flying along. You seem to be the only two in the room at the moment.
Well, this is familiar.
Well, let's just hope we can convince the leader. But for now, we should probably
You're-
prepare ourselves.
I'm assuming that I had the time to briefly inform them of, yeah, we can do something on the other end, the long end, but it's going to take time.
Yeah, you could have passed that along because at fleet speed, time of scale, things are going. A lot of things are happening.
Yeah.
Very good.
And now I'm back in the uncomfortable chair.
So it seems that this leader is definitely willing to speak to me. But if you wish to take point at any stage, go ahead. But I don't know how resistant he's going to be to that.
We'll see.
We're just trying to get them to stand down for now.
So as long as we can get them to at least stand down and fall back temporarily, that should be the best we can do.
Entering into the room, on the opposite side of the room, 4 armed men or persons, I should say, in black uniform, except instead of the fabric uniform you saw the leader wearing, you see that they seem to be wearing reflective black carapaces over chest plate and shoulder plates, with a helmet with a semi-transparent face barrier, and they seem to have some other black reflective material on their upper and lower legs. So they're armored, but not like Eva suit armored, more like they're armored for energy weapon combat. The four of them are holding rifles and seem to have what appears to be some strange looking clubs with, or what one might be mace, except the head looks like it's energized. You see sparks leaping from the different points on it. And they seem to take up a formation in front of the door.
Well,
Looks like our meeting's about to start.
indeed. Glad to see that they've rolled out the welcome mat.
And then you see the face of leader Javat Vietlis stepping out of the door as he looks briefly to the four of them. And two of them start running up and stop. And they turn and put one they've turned looking toward each other and what's the word? Click their heels together real hard as they're coming to attention and standing guard. These two do the same. Then he glances at the two of you from across the room. Captain Grennan of the Tiger Squadron, I believe, and Commander Pend of the Tiger Squadron, correct?
Wait a second.
Mm-hmm.
Please, have a seat. I hear the chairs are quite plush. The Quaqua have fine taste in furniture, if not starships. He moves to take a seat.
You seem very well informed about my position.
Your
Please
thoughts
do-
are very loud, Captain. It's mildly irritating, and on my world, it would be considered rude, but you can't help it. It's a habit of mine to overhear such things.
Unfortunately, among our organization, not everyone has the mental training as I do.
And of course, in Grennan's mind, goddamn telepaths.
Are you an anti-scion, Captain?
No, not at all. In fact, I've known a great many and respected a great many psionics in my time in the fleet. In the Federation, however, there is an understanding among psionics to not go prying.
Well, normally that would be similar. It would be like using one's sensors to peer into a primitive's hut to see them undress. It's rather uncouth and rather uncivilized, but in this case, I peer into your hut since you have a small fleet of ships that have been following with intentions that, well, I am giving you the benefit of a doubt, given that you are Solmani, and your commander here is a sufficient officer of your stellar navy.
Solmani.
He of Sol.
I see. So you are aware of humanity then?
We are aware of our backward cousins from far away, yes.
Smirk up, Pen just smirks.
Grennan's eye twitches a little.
You must maintain calm. It is unbecoming of an officer to let petty jibes disrupt one's calm. I believe a Vulcan scholar said that once.
Yes, quite.
Yes.
Now, I understand. I understand the uncertainty. However, I hope you understand that part of our uncertainty comes from the fact that we formed an agreement with the captain of this vessel, and since arriving here, we haven't been allowed to speak with her once.
That is because I have seized control of this vessel.
Seized control.
The Quaqua are slow to act in the face of evil, waiting for petty, landlocked individuals of their gender parity to allow them to move in the interests of stellar peace. We do not have such hindrances as they do.
So, am I to take it then that the assumption of command wasn't a smooth one then?
It was quite smooth. I simply asked her very nicely. And he smiles.
I'm getting a read on that. That smacks of bullshit.
Oh yeah, he's not hiding it at all.
I'll put my hand up to the captain for a moment and look towards the Javat. I assume this falls under your defensive agreement. Correct?
Defensive agreement in what sense, Commander?
That in extraordinary circumstances you may commandeer extra vessels for engagements.
I suppose you could say that, yes.
I'm trying to give him an out.
Yeah, well, and also while Pend is discussing this with him, I want to run over something in my head because I was one of the people who was there when the agreement was, written down and put in stone, so to speak. What's the over-under on this situation? Because we came to an agreement with this vessel, but the signing commanding officer is no longer in command.
Yeah, you're allied with the captain of the ship, not this guy. You have no alliance with this guy. The only reason you're even sitting here is because, for some reason, he likes Pend.
Right, but isn't the agreement?
Terrifying.
But doesn't the agreement? Does the agreement specifically say that we are allied with this ship, or just with the captain of this ship?
Ibi worded something to the effect of the captain and the ship and its lawful duties and defense of the principality of Quaqua, etc.,
Okay.
etc., etc.
Okay, I know I'm being very pedantic here, but
Oh, I know,
This is-
I know. I follow where you're going, I think, but
like,
I'm
yeah,
trying
I
not to
got,
lead you down the wrong path is all.
yeah, I'm trying to take care with this because,
So, with that being said, with this being a lawful commandeering under your agreement with the Quequay, we, more than anything, are here to try and convince you to stop this engagement. Especially with the fact that you have a psionic amplifier you don't know how to fully use yet. Which I assume you're going to be using as a weapon in the upcoming engagement, Correct?
You could make that presumption.
One of our directives, when we was asked to intervene with the previous engagement, was for the concern to withdraw, and for a later meeting for them to disarm themselves and dismantle their super weapon. We would very much like to offer the same to yourself and to the Illuminated Worlds of the same type of deal. We would like to sit down and discuss with you possible non-aggression, trade, but that would require the dismantling of such a weapon.
My mission is to achieve victory over those who would spread their lies and xenophobia across the stars. The sort of people who would detonate supernovas for the interest of productivity and the accumulation of wealth. If you think you can succeed in diplomacy where we have failed in the last 200 years, and I genuinely believed you, then I would allow you the chance. But might it not be better still for you to simply observe my method first and see if that gets us what you seek and what I seek in one shot?
I appreciate that you've had to deal with this situation for a long time. The Federation have had to deal with our own issues with different species over our history. But if the Chigo did continue to use that weapon, the Federation would intervene. Not just ask for them to leave an engagement. And I do not mean this as a brag or to stroke my own ego, but the Federation can bring to bear a much larger fleet than you can. So if we joined in this conflict and stopped the Chigo, that is something we could do if they continue to use a super weapon. And we would very much not like for you to do it as well. Pen will get up and walk towards the window. In reality, I would ask that you continue to walk forward with us and preserve the 10,267 lives on board all of our vessels, with the option of peace and disarmament. This many people may be insignificant to you, but to someone whose hands are already covered in blood, please believe me when I say this, it's not a toll you wish to take.
Hot damn.
That's the one I wrote up earlier.
Do you agree with this? Or don't you agree with me, Captain Grennan? Grennan, please roll for me an opposed fitness medicine roll.
Oh no!
Oh, shit.
Oh no! He's gonna try and mind control me.
This I did.
Oh shit! What's the difficulty?
Opposed?
Oh no! And we don't have any momentum, do we?
Nope.
Oh no!
Oh no.
If I
Oh,
was there,
no.
I could assist you, or if I was aware and trying, I could assist you. But neither of those facts are true yet.
He would have tried to do this with Penn, but he likes Penn.
Could I assist him?
You don't even know what's happening. He just kind of glanced at him and says something innocuous.
Ooh, I know. I'm going to use my value, trust in my crew.
I'm gonna have to say no.
What?
Mission
Well, but he
direct.
specifically.
Mission
Well,
direct.
didn't he specifically say though? Do you agree with him or do you agree with me?
He's not part of your crew anymore, man. He's of the Peltist.
But I still serve directly under him.
Right. Yeah, but I mean, in that case, what is trust in my crew supposed to be then? If I.
You trust the subordinates, the people on your ship?
Yeah, well, that's it. Dupend is my subordinate.
I'm his longest serving subordinate.
Yeah, that's true.
Like.
You see it your way, I see it mine. Sorry.
You do have mission directive potentially.
Mission directive?
I mean,
There's always room for diplomacy.
I will take mission directive because because part of it was to assist the people of this ship, and that's
Damn.
Penn's plan does work in doing that.
And I have a weird thing if you want it, Brennan, to maybe assist you if I use the determination to make an advantage.
Hold on. Let me quickly. Let me grab my command book.
yes, because that's why I was counting earlier and asking for the amount of people.
If we're about to get into some kind of a social conflict, I'd much rather be on my side than his.
So that's why I came
Because-
up with 10,267.
Oh man. Bonus momentum. Across. No, I don't focus there. Give me a sec. I just gotta quickly check my medals.
Uh-huh.
That was a
Yes.
good speech. That's why he's like, I could argue this fair, or I could cheat.
Or I can cheat.
Or I could cheat.
While Grenan's looking
Yeah.
at his medals, I don't know if we're actually going to do it or not, but I have I used psionics with the Dyson stuff,
Mhm.
so I could
Hmm.
use I could get myself a
Okay.
determination from there and make it and to use the determination to maybe make an advantage of kind of screening Grenan's mind from the Kismet still, like
Okay.
keeping an eye on him because we're aware of what we've
So
done previously.
here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to roll 2 challenge dice to see if you get any threat.
Okay.
2? Okay.
You only get 1 threat.
Okay.
Not enough to buy 2 dice with. So I roll 3 dice, and I have spent a determination. That's how I'm gonna pull this off. Hopefully. Diplomacy focus or team dynamics. It's a stretch, but oh wait, it doesn't matter. I does not matter. My medicine is 1.
Yeah, I do that all the time.
Guys,
So
I really
Look,
think we need
Doc,
to have a
we had-
seminar.
Nah, make me.
So for Varder, for your idea, you could do that. That
can.
would allow you to give it a assist die.
Okay, that's 5 successes.
And would that be potentially spent to mission directive or something else? A different value would be needed. Would that cover the security officers protecting the captain directive?
I'd need a value.
Okay.
So, there you go. 5 successes.
I know. I'm seeing if he assists you or not. Because there's a few things that I have to do. I'm trying not to split.
There
my
could be, I
attention.
can feel it in my bones, which is my general psychic protection one.
I'll take that one.
Okay. Yeah.
Not to mention, you
Something's
just
wrong
feel
with Gren, and I feel it.
And what am I
Grennan,
assisting? with?
Grennan's fucking up again. I can feel it.
Presence medicine.
Presence medicine. Ah,
It's your
Plus
presence
10.
reaching out to help him.
I tried.
Hey, I still rolled. I
That's a
rolled.
5 from you. Yeah.
Yeah, I rolled better than I thought I would.
Mildly surprised.
What was the difficulty?
I haven't rolled
Supposed.
back yet. Supposed. Or 5.
This will be bad if he. This will be bad if the other captain fails, because if Grennan realizes what he just if Grennan realizes what he just did, that's assault.
Yeah, but I think Grennan can suck it up for a negotiation.
And just be aware of
Ooh.
it happening.
This might work. Okay, I see what he's going to do now. So he is going to attempt to spend toward his determination.
Uh-oh.
Hate it when
All
NPCs
shall
can do what
obey.
we do.
All shall obey the leader of the woohoo. Or a leader, I should say.
I can't take that seriously.
Woohoo!
Gonna roll a challenge die to see if he keeps that momentum.
Oh no.
Momentum, that determination. Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Or I've got mine back, so I can potentially re-roll mine too.
Yeah,
My
do it.
assist if you need it. If you need it. Right now
Let's
it's
see.
pass.
I am among the elite scions of the Woohoo Illuminated Worlds. Which he can only really create an advantage because he can't buy another die doing that. So he just bought himself one more. And
Wait, don't you
we'll
have
see-
to wait? Don't you have to spend threat in order to use determination?
Oh shoot, that's right. He just has the determination still.
Yeah, it's the.
You tried. You almost
Ah.
player
Wait,
trained
no.
it.
Wait. No, he does because that would have. I didn't spend anything for that because he made that roll. I would have gotten that threat back and I'd spend it back into it.
Wait, what? Because I don't think it works that if you roll your veteran, you didn't spend the determination at all.
No, you just get an extra determination to refill.
Yeah.
He's not using veteran. He's using a NPC power.
Oh. Oh, okay. All right.
I thought you could only spend one determination.
No, there's something different then. Yeah.
He can't buy another die with it. That's why I can't just get another auto success, auto
Mhm.
2 successes, because that's something he's already done. But he can create an advantage
Yes.
through accessing his mind. And that's the most he can do now, because I can't think of a good reason for him to have another advantage or to create a complication. So he still needs, right now he only has 3 hits. He still has to roll. And he has to beat 5 somehow.
Yeah.
And, well,
Oh my god.
he has it, but he can re-roll is all he can do now. So hopefully...
Is this what it feels like?
Yes.
Oops, why am I rolling the... I can't buy any dice because I already did. I can roll 2 dice.
Ha.
He's got a reroll. Don't ha him.
Remember, if I need to, I can still re-roll as well.
Does he want to re-roll that 14?
We can do this back and
One-
forth to one another.
1, 2, 3, 4. He needs to re-roll that 17 if he has a chance. He could re-roll the 14 and might get more. He is... How audacious are you, man?
He's pretty fucking audacious,
You-
if you ask me.
You are. Yeah, he'll try to re-roll both. And this... Oh, does he keep it? Not that it matters because he can't re-roll again.
Oh my
Hilarious. So I'll just put those on the table. I can't do anything with them right now.
It's not even showing me a roll for those, it's just showing up the number.
my god. That's 2 successes.
That's a tie right now.
Valda,
Okay, do I need to do the thing?
Yeah.
Okay!
Ugh, the
Hey!
eh,
Hey!
hey.
Fuck you! Two can play this game!
God damn it.
Holy fuck.
You almost feel a strong compulsion as you see his eyes glow with gold. in the near the center, you can see little silver designs or circles starting to swirl, and you seem to almost be entranced. And then you feel like as if someone sonically grabs you by the shoulder and pulls you backward, and you're just kind of shaken out of it.
Ah!
Which probably means Martyr's full blue eye mode on the bridge right now in the Kismet.
Yeah.
It's like,
Don't you agree with me, Captain?
I'm afraid I don't. And just Grennan glares at him with the "Don't you dare try that again" look. Or like, the "Don't you dare try that again or we will have problems" look.
Well, you're about
These
as
two
friendly as a
take-
toddler.
I think he cares.
These two take one step forward, and they don't point their rifles at you, but they aren't they're looking like they're getting ready to step towards you, but they stop with almost as he glances at them, they stop halfway through, rushing at you. I don't believe the captain's attacked me quite yet. You might want to take a deep breath for a moment. What is he going to do? Throw a knife at me? And they step back.
Now, if Grennan
Once
actually throws a
punched
knife at him,
Bitch, you thought. No,
Can I roll to see if that speech did any persuading on him?
You can now, yeah. 'Cause it was changing whether or not Grennan was helping you or helping him.
oh my god. Holy shit.
That was very close.
I think the icing on that was that I did the challenge dice thing back to him.
So it's going to be presence command opposed. You're basically trying to do stress damage to each other diplomatically.
Yeah, that's fair. Take a threat. Actually, I'm going
Spending it.
I'm going to spend a determination first.
Oh, okay.
Mission directive.
Yes.
Would you allow? I'm trying to think of a focus to put forward. Actually, no. Can I use the focus of survival, considering I played up all the lives and all the vessels?
At complication.
I mean, I'm going to take it. You know I am. Take 2 threat as well. So that's 7 successes.
And just decided that messing around is for chumps.
And I assist with presence command.
Yep.
Diplomacy focus.
I mean, we kind of joke, but all the times Penda's done diplomacy from the previous engagement and the start of our Tiger Squadron, he's basically just threatening people to fucking behave. So that's 9 successes.
Behave, or I'll show you my short person syndrome.
8 momentum. Roll for me. 6 challenge dice.
Legitimate thing.
Yeah, I know. You have it.
No.
Could I spend some momentum to make that vicious?
No.
It's worth a
You can
go.
You could re-roll that 0.
Or how much am I doing presently? Is the question.
5. You are actually doing enough to cause an injury. It won't put him out, but it does give him a penalty to roll again. He still has some fight in him, but he'll have a complication that he's somewhat swayed.
So I'll just spend the 2 for extra.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'll just spend the 2 for extra.
So 7. He's so 7 stress to him, and he has a disadvantage. In effect, He's still not completely thrown over, but he is somewhat swayed. Roll off again because he continues to argue with you, thinking that his way is correct.
Would you
Well,
mind if I?
Brendan- Oh.
Would I be able to lead this one?
Well, if you want.
Yeah, if you wish to take point, I'll assist
Good cop,
you.
bad cop.
Well, you'd want to keep initiative for you to keep talking before the leader can respond.
Or do you want me to
You
just
gotta
crush
jump
him?
in and keep talking.
We could do that. Keep initiative.
Yeah. How much momentum
Actually,
is that? 2?
yeah, if you wanted. Like I said, either that
Sure.
or I'll just crush him in the next roll.
Let Grannon have the spotlight for a second, Pend.
Let me do what my character is built to do. Damn it.
Flirt?
Yes, flirt with him, Grannon. Do it.
Oh.
Don't you mean flirt and get rejected?
Hey.
Oh. Oh.
So yeah, it's a opposed roll. You effectively have one free success because he has the disadvantage because he's not 100% on board with the idea, but he's kind of like, I don't know, this doesn't sound like a terrible idea.
Okay, so first off, diffuse the tension. I get another die.
Yep.
I'm gonna spend 2 more momentum.
Yep.
On top of that, I unfortunately don't have a value anymore, but I don't have a determination
Yeah.
anymore. I do have a focus in diplomacy. That's 4 dice.
Buying 2
Presence.
dice.
Yep.
I
Presence.
can't
permi-
give you my determination. It's not a thing I can
That's
do.
That's okay. However, I am also invoking my Palm Leaf of Zarconia peace mission.
That gives you what again? Sorry.
It's
Is it a die or a reroll?
I don't think it's either. I think it's a difficulty. I think it's a difficulty lowering.
Oh,
I think.
better double check.
Once permission when attempting a persuade task in an effort to prevent violence, the character may reduce the difficulty of the persuade task by 1.
Okay, so you basically bought another success. You have 2 free successes so far.
Yeah.
Woof. You basically have a determination spend.
Yep. And I have a reroll. Ooh.
Would you allow me to use the survival focus again for my assist?
Yep. Complication though for you.
Yeah, that's fine.
He can reroll one of those. That's 5 hits, but that's not enough. He needs
7.
You got 5, 6, 7. Even if that turns into a thing, that doesn't help him. He'd have to re-roll. Does he have a value that would let him re-roll? Because psychic stuff, he has stuff for.
You don't have enough. You don't have enough threat.
Oh shoot, that's right. I actually needed the threat because all that power was doing was giving me my threat back, which I don't have anymore. I spent it. Is there any other power of yours that involves this? That's not what he's doing. That's not what he's doing. That's definitely not what he's doing.
That is a rude NPC power, though, let me tell you.
Yep.
Well, it's
okay.
basically the NPC equivalent of veteran.
Roll for me 7 challenge dice.
How many hits
Oh,
did
you
he
get the
get?
momentum. Sorry. 5.
Exceeding an 8. Hang on a sec.
1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, hold on. That's wrong. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, 6 hits. My bad.
Okay. Just note, I do have the scrutinize 1 benefit.
Yeah. Okay, noted.
If that's relevant at all, probably not, but figured I'd throw it out there.
That's for resistance, isn't it?
I'm double checking it. It pierces through resistance in an extended task.
Yeah.
Like a long negotiation, or like if you were doing a treaty negotiation, that'd be an extended task. This is a social combat, so it does not apply in this case, but it'll probably apply to the future case when you try to hammer out a treaty down the line.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You did 7
we-
to him earlier, so 7 and 5
wanna
is
re-roll the
12.
We'll see. Let's see what the GM says.
Nope, that's it. So
Yeah.
Penn puts on his thing. The leader tries to stare at Grennan and give him a suggestion that somehow the captain shakes off. Captain then puts in his 2 cents before the leader really has a chance to put in his argument.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting me to talk back at him.
Oh.
Which means he has to wheel towards dealing with me, which lets Penn get in a couple more jabs, and
So the arrangement, to make sure I understand it, is that we are going to withdraw, and your intention is to negotiate with these Chigoans in efforts to get them to disarm
that is correct.
and possibly negotiate with us to do the same.
You hit the nail on the head, to use a proverb from my from Soul.
Then, if that is what we 3 agree upon, then I will permit the 2 of you to return to your ships, and I will turn the fleet back to the Illuminated Worlds. But should this fail, I am quite certain that another leader may be sent to make up for my mistake, if that is what I've done here.
It's
Now, what of the captain of this vessel? Will she be given command again?
In time.
I want to get a read on him. He's still super sus.
Opposed, insight command.
Mind if I spend the 3 momentum we got?
I do.
sure.
Hey, I said I do. No one cares what the GM thinks, man.
Nope.
Correct.
Sad face.
Diplomacy focus?
Yeah. He'll spin the threat. He's audacious. Why not?
Sure is.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Is-
That was.
Rerolling that 20?
Hang on. I gotta make sure that might not have been quite as good. That's
There's no way.
were any of those 17? None of those were 17. So those are all still ones.
Beat him by
Barely.
1.
Okay.
He's telling the truth, but it's one of those, yes, he is going to give it back, but he's going to drag his feet for as long as possible about it.
Okay. And I get a free question because cold reading.
Yep.
Any of you guys have suggestions for what I should ask?
What is your favorite color?
I'm pretty sure it would be gold.
Yeah.
Is there any way to expedite him giving back the ship? That might be a question.
Yeah.
You want to ask that question?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, there is.
Well, if you will be, should we spend a momentum to see if we can ask what that way is?
Sure.
Yeah.
He's
That's
a
what I get
ranking
for
up.
minimalist phrasing.
D&D has taught me well.
To be specific.
And in reverse as well. It's like, oh, don't give it information they didn't ask for. If they don't ask for it, don't say anything. That's more of a Shadowrun thing, to be fair. Anyway, what the hell? Oh, he's a ranking officer on an alien vessel. He kind of just wants to have safe passage to one of his ships, but the safest option would be just to stay here because he has control of it. But if he's guaranteed passage to another safe ship, then he's fine.
I.e. one of ours.
Oh.
Couldn't
Yeah,
like
you-
no.
you-
Does he not consider his own ship safe?
I've got an idea. Oh, I know how I'm going to play this. This could either go great or it could backfire on me terribly. I'm going to run with this.
Oh boy.
Well, if you are interested in seeing these hostilities come to an end, perhaps you would be willing to join us.
The Federation?
No, on board the Kismet.
As a VIP, I believe is the Terran term for it. Sorry, he'd say the Solomani term for it. He wouldn't say Terran.
Yes, yes, your terminology is correct.
I will want to bring my honor guard with me. He gestures.
That can be arranged. We have plenty of spare rooms.
Very well then. I shall arrange for our transport over to your ship, so long as you allow me. Where aboard your ship should we transport? I presume you don't wish me to beam to your command center.
No, I will see to it that the Kismet forwards you coordinates for one of our transporter rooms.
Oops. No, hold on.
And we'll have some of our own officers to show you to your quarters.
Darn it. GM's trying to do something. Give me a second.
Slick.
And with one of the actions of the fleet. What is my computer doing? Stop that. Oh, why? I'll fix that. Hold on, I have to refresh. My Roll20 is being weird.
No, I just want the fleet to flip around. I don't want the PC to turn over as well.
Like all my control UI just shifted like an inch to the left on Roll20. I was like, I can't click on anything.
I hate that.
Oh yeah.
I was like, ah. It's like I could leave that alone, but that's going to become a problem if I leave it. Okay, so with one of his actions, he will order the fleet as a whole to come about and move one hex away as he arranges for transport over to the Kismet, with coordination with Captain Grennan and Commander Pend, of course.
Mm-hmm. It might take more than one trip, but
yeah. Well, in fleet scale, it's one fleet action. He's like, that's what we're doing.
mm-hmm.
With his second action, he will basically tell his group to fly off. Flank speed, leave the system. Before the enemy forces even really have a chance to chase after them. They kind of just
Leave.
They go 1, 2, 3. They move forward a little bit. And then they decide on their second action, well, we could chase them across stars, but we're chasing them back to their space. So I guess we'll just go back. And
Is it me or did that go a lot better than I thought it would?
Yeah.
Yeah.
GG.
I don't want to jinx it, but
new scene, not that it matters. On the following day, people start gathering up for another briefing, although this time you're actually able to meet aboard the Kismet, since you're not under the gun at the moment, as it were. Oops. As each of you are informed that the fleet leader wishes for the Kismet and its squadron to come along with him back to the Woohoo Illuminated World and escort the leader back to his space to further diplomatic contact. And it's this meeting is deciding whether or not you're going to do that, because that's pulling you away from Tallgrass again. You have prevented these forces from attacking each other. Whether or not they will continue this war, well, for now they're not. That particular battle was prevented, so they're not going to continue that. Whether or not you want the leader in the room for this meeting or not is up to you. he'll wait in a VIP room because he's perfectly happy to put up a suggestion and wait for your decision.
Currently, my thoughts on the matter is we will make our way towards the Woohoo Illuminated Worlds, and at closest point to Tallgrass, the Maxwell Planck and the Peltast will peel off and return to Tallgrass. Well,
Assuming that the Woohoo don't have any objection to not the entire squadron being there.
That is something I will have to run by them, but hopefully, as long as Pend and I are there as representatives, I can, I believe I'll be able to make a case.
I mean, one thing's for certain, I'm going to have to teach you how to silence your mind.
Yeah, I won't be able to help you over that distance.
I've got techniques from when I was trained, so I can try and give you some pointers to set up some barriers, but you're not going to enjoy some of it.
God, I have not had a headache like that since oh man, it was probably when I was 25 on Ryza. Oh man.
Last week.
Yeah, if that's the case, it may be Mr. Varda, you may have
I broke the GM.
I'm not sorry.
Mr. Varda, you may have to take control of the Peltast while I'm with the captain.
Understood. I'm sure Efrix will be overjoyed to have the Kismet.
Holy heck.
We are so excited.
Oh no, the Kismet's going to there, so Efrix.
Oh, true, yes.
Yeah, the Kismet is going to Woohoo Illuminated Worlds one way or the other.
Will you be having her aboard the Kismet, or will she be aboard the Planck or Peltast?
Who, Efrix? I think I'd like to keep her here. After all, if we're initiating any diplomatic relations, it might be a good opportunity to understand their biology a little better.
Yeah, fair enough.
There are a lot of unknowns about the divergent evolution that the Woohoo experienced after they separated from humanity.
Oh, speaking of that, the Watch are aware that that is the case.
Yeah.
On their own ends.
Very good. Speaking of, how did your outreach go?
The contact on their, I believe it was on their home world, was willing to establish contact. As I said briefly before, he just needed time to put that in place. And with the avoidance of the conflict with the Chigo not too long ago, he had the time he needed. That might actually be why we have this invitation in the first place. Or at least in part.
It's possible.
I would like to put forward, Captain, that before we separate ships and before we even talk to our guest, maybe yourself and I would need to speak to the Admiralty.
Oh yes, that is absolutely something that I am going to be doing.
Because we've basically just told the Woohoo that as long as they play nice and follow disarmament, we would be willing to essentially open trade and non-aggression with them.
So, that is a discussion I shall have whilst en route.
And if Admiral Naya doesn't like that, you can just blame me. She likes blaming me.
I've noticed.
Looks at a pad. Yeah, so have I.
Doesn't matter to me.
Have we had any communications from, do you say Circania?
None
Out
that
of
I'm
the
aware
ordinary.
of. None that I'm aware of.
Give me reason, security, or command difficulty 2 to read over the reports from DSE to see if anything of note has come up.
Oh, I wonder. Security here. Chain of command.
Yep.
Focus, yeah. I'll give you a threat.
Sure. I have a threat again.
Hey, look at that. Let me... Yeah.
Was that diff 2?
Yes. I apparently really read those reports. Wow.
This report's so hard.
Oh, right, yeah.
So yeah, would Penn need to be there for that meeting with Naya because he was involved with the negotiation?
Don't know if you would need to be or if it's just a... you can be. It's Grennan's call, I think.
Also, I
Possibly.
legitimately don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be standard procedure, but it could probably be swung.
Right. It seems the black market is still present, which it should be. We didn't make any moves against it. Or not overtly that they should know of. Although, unfortunately, it seems that there are other tendrils, I suppose is a way to put it, of the black market in the Tallgrass sector. And it appears confirmed we have another vessel in the Tallgrass region. The USS Svalin. Or to be assigned to the region.
Yeah.
Well, any assistance we can get, especially while the Kismet's going to be occupied, will be greatly appreciated.
USS Svalin. Oh. Well, that's a lot of black text. That is me assuming that everything to do with their cloaking devices.
You're an intelligence officer. You're cleared.
Oh, yes, but it's black text for everyone else.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I can see this, but I'm not allowed to share it with anyone else.
I
So
mean,
I'm just going to say black text.
for Penn, it would probably be black text until he just worked it a way around it.
Yeah, so terrible a lot of black text on the Svalin, which is about all I can tell you about the Svalin. Other than it was formerly commanded by one John Elder.
Oh no.
I said formerly. He is now Admiral.
Oh,
What is he, a Rare Admiral?
Rear Admiral will be the next step. Yeah.
He's now a Rare Admiral. And I believe most of the crew since his tenure on the vessel has been since rotated.
I hear mentioned to any character that Winchester has created, and just I
Hey.
clench.
You know.
He's playing a pacifist right now.
I know. I'm just being a little shit.
Yeah, that's the vessel, steam runner, quantum torpedoes.
Hmm.
Well, if you get bored,
Be made aware.
Lieutenant Commander, you can run a simulation between the two vessels to see who comes out on top.
Do I need to include command personnel? I should include command personnel. Yeah, okay, that's not even a simulation.
Who the bloody hell's the commander of this damn boat? Anyway.
Yeah, I don't know who the new commander of the Spalin is, so I didn't even mention it.
Yeah.
It's something.
It's
It's
Graham
someone.
Calder.
Commander Graham
Captain
Calder.
Calder. Okay.
See, Penn knows what the report says already.
Wait, no, that's the CMO.
That's the highest ranking officer.
Commander?
Wait, what?
Like,
Some more research will have to be done because I'm not entirely sure who. I'm not sure who their CO is.
Well, the CMO is Dr.
Yeah.
Boggs. Their commanding officer is Graham Calder.
Yeah, they still have Dr. Bog. He's one of the.
Oh,
Mhm.
I have so many questions
think.
for him. Anyway, Sis, you're aware of what you found. You found that out from because DSC would have passed that along because they're
Yeah.
like, well, we were told to expect that, so I'm telling you because it's part of your report as the intelligence officer.
Beyond that, there is nothing out of the expected, or too far out of the expected. I was kind of hoping that the black market was not far enough along to start spreading, but oh well. It just means there's more work to be done.
Oh,
If you are to take command of the Peltist on the way back, then perhaps some action can be taken when we return.
Yeah. Well, first thing first, we'll be locking off the Arcania and taking off the head there, or perhaps more research into how extensive these lines are, and if they're not too bad, then maybe just taking out Arcania will take them down by proxy. We'll find out. I believe the plank sensors will be incredibly useful in that endeavor. Do we wish to invite the leader in here to inform him of only one vessel making its way alongside him, or with him as escort?
I mean, it may be worth a conversation with the Admiralty first.
If there is no further business, then
Very good. Efrix, Myth, you're dismissed. Varder, if you would reach out to our VIP.
The one in the ship?
Yes.
Can we just chime him, or would you prefer psionics as a display of capability?
I think he meant go get him, like fetch.
He
Yes.
said reach out, and reach out sounds very...
Oh.
Like that's the phrasing that has always been used
Bad.
when you've asked me to do psionic stuff.
Oh. No. I mean, physically go and get him.
Okay. You used very poor phrasing there.
That was oof.
I wasn't sure if you're trying to just big dick on the guy or what.
So Varder, you go off to get him.
Yeah. They're very militaristic. I've got an advantage still with my intelligence file, so why not figure out if he would prefer a honor escort kind of deal.
Yeah, he would either want his own personal guard, but he would allow you. If he wasn't allowed to use his, then he would prefer that at least your guards with rifles were ready to defend him.
We can do the compromise of I know he had 4 typically, so we'll do 2 of mine, 2 of his.
Yep.
As a cooperation thing.
Do Myth and Efrix hang around for the guy to come back since you are dismissed, or do you head off to
No,
your?
I go to my ship.
No,
I have a ship to take care of.
Captain dismissed me, so
Yeah.
You're going
No
back
one
to your
remembered
mid
that.
bay.
I'm not judging you.
You're gonna squirrel away in your mid bay.
Yes, although, as said, as a result of what happened last week, at some point the captain does want to go down to sick bay and check in on the officer that he got psychic backhanded.
Oh, she's cleared. She's been able to. She's back on
back to
duty.
work.
Oh, she's back on duty.
Yeah, I tried
Well-
to tell you, because you missed that part.
I didn't know she was back on duty. I know she pulled through.
The leader allows the honor guard to stay outside of the conference room once he's let in.
As requested, the leader, Jervat Fiatless.
Thank you, Varder.
Sure. Do not forget my name.
And I'm assuming you're giving a dismissing
Yes.
nod or something. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. I'll
Sorry,
step
Yes,
aside.
Varder, if you would take the bridge.
Sir, we'll do that.
That way, it's less of a "I want you to leave" and more of a
Assume
you
your
have-
post.
assume your post on the bridge.
The leader just kind of strides across the table without being prompted and goes to sit down at the other head of the table.
Yeah, that's fine.
He's free to make himself at home, more or less.
I much prefer your taste in furniture. A little less
Gaudy.
primitive.
Hmm.
Seem to understand that polymers are a thing.
Well, we still have non-polymers, but for naval function,
Yes.
anyhow, I've yet to speak with the Admiralty on our current position. However, I have confidence that they will approve of the diplomatic direction that we are taking. Now, to that end, my commander Pend and I and the Kismet will, of course, pending your approval, of course, as you're the one who will be accompanying us back to the Woohoo Illuminated Worlds. The Kismet will continue on when we reach a point close enough to Federation space. The other 2 ships in our fleet will return to Federation space to resume their duties within our operational zone.
That makes sense to me. And besides which, I'll be. My understanding is that you will be ensuring my safety for the duration of my stay aboard your ship, and that is suitable enough for me. And
Indeed, we want. We'll keep the Maxwell Planck and the Peltast escorting us as far as it takes to get them back to Federation space, and then the Kismet will proceed the rest of the way.
well, we should be able to split off near the Shasta system. So in a few hours yet, I think we could probably manage your fleet to split off, and then you to continue with mine.
Very good. I just wanted to make sure we run that by you.
It suits my desires.
Very good. Is there anything else that you wish for us to know before we arrive? I'd rather not go into diplomatic negotiations completely blind.
I have been recently briefed that the High Senate of the co-consuls will be seating in early this season. Thus, this will become a matter for them to discuss, and you can present your case to them on the floor. So we will not be stopping by where I thought we were going to be stopping by. I thought we were going to be simply going to the Kafila system. But it would seem that we are going all the way to Wudra, which is some distance from here, but given the strength of our fleets, we should be able to guarantee your safety along our hyperspace lanes and ensure that you will get there without being harassed too much by any enterprising pirates and privateers.
Oh, that's quite serendipitous.
Would you be willing to inform us or maybe transfer some information on your culture? The last thing we would want in going to your homeworld would be to accidentally insult someone. You understand, of course.
Do you have a monetary or credit or barter type system in your federation? I understand that you have a combination thereof, but
we do have a Federation credit. Okay. Although I'll have to work out the conversion rates, as the credit isn't often used within the Federation as a currency. However, for the purposes of dealing with external cultures such as the Woohoo, the credit is exactly what is used.
I think on that basis, correct me if I'm wrong, I did have a chance to get a copy of the Jagoan Concern cultural database file regarding the Federation. I believe about a good 2,000 credits at our nearest port of call will be enough to purchase yourself a traveler's guide file from the Illuminated World, unless you wish to trade similar value and hope that you go and do not edit theirs. We actually, when you purchase from our space stations, you are paying for what you get. It amounts to 2 momentum. If you want it right now, or you can wait and you'll get it at the start of you'll have it by the start of next session because you will have taken time to get credit approval and.
Yeah, I mean, we don't need it this very second.
Yeah, the question is really like setting up information for future sessions.
There's one other thing I would like to ask. We have such a thing, not just within the Federation, but with many powers in the region. Do the Woohoo Illuminated Worlds have anything similar to the Federation's medical information exchange program?
The Illuminated illuminate each other, and we, for appropriate consideration, will trade with alien species or foreign governments. But that is a matter for the senators responsible for public health and whether or not such a thing would be approved. But I imagine, to answer your question more directly, there is an apparatus similar to your medical establishment that we have. It's just
understood.
A little more politicized than yours is.
From what I sort of gathered as much. We have a system, not just with the Federation, but with many neighboring powers, Klingons, Romulans, Cardassians, what have you, that in spite of not being close allies, we agree to share medical information with each other in order to promote health among all races.
I if you wish to arrange something to that effect, I would advise you to speak with that senator or one of his lower staff to arrange such a thing. I concern myself with military matters, not
Yeah, of
the
course.
fineries of the Senate.
Well,
That
that's part
is
of
not
why.
my career quite yet.
Right. That's part of why I'm going to be bringing my chief medical officer along with us, if that is acceptable.
It's your ship. Run it how you like.
Good.
For now.
Anyhow,
He smiles.
wait. I'm not saying anything out loud, of course, but like for now.
I think that was a not so subtle threat.
Wait, what?
Remember that he just took over an allied ship
Mm,
because they were less qualified, in his opinion, because they were trying to keep peace.
hmm
GM, would Penn be able to tell if he's just messing with Grennan at this stage?
Insight command difficulty of 1. He's not trying. It's not opposed. He's not trying too hard, but his alien culturalisms the joke might not translate very well.
Oh yeah, he's just
If it is
fucking
a
with
joke.
me.
Yeah, can I use Poker Face? Cause I see if he's just talking shit.
The only person who gets to talk shit about Grennan is his crew.
I was going to say, is literally everyone on the Kismet.
Even the crewmen, like, come on.
Take a threat.
Sure.
because it's
Listen,
funny.
he's an idiot, but he's our idiot. You don't get to pick on him.
You get the feeling that it's almost like it reminds you of a Klingonism where you're implying that, if you're an incapable, I'll kill you. But that's usually in very extreme circumstances. Klingons don't go around killing their commanding officers. That's not how that works. But if you say it to an alien, it freaks them out a little bit.
Like, whoa.
So he's saying something. So he's half serious, but it's one of those, I could take over, but I don't think I'll have to. But I might.
I'll just return it. While we appreciate that, hopefully I won't need to commandeer one of your vessels either. With a smile on his face.
That would be an interesting attempt. Possible success. He shrugs. He gets up and starts walking out. I'd be worried if I were you, Captain. He might be after your job.
Oh, I am.
And he walks out the door
As
laughing.
soon as it closes, you seriously need to know when people are messing with you.
Honestly, Penn, I think people are constantly messing with me, so it's yeah, I'm just sort of ready for it at all times. It's hard to tell anymore.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to do some serious mental exercises with you so you don't just get taken off guard anymore.
Yeah.
Well, if there's nothing else, Captain.
That will be all. You're welcome to either return to the Peltas or resume duty on the Kismet. Just remember, I will need you to return before the squadron splits again.
Of course, a few hours, so I'll just order Mr. Varda across to the Peltas now, and I'll take over his duties.
Very good. Very good, Exo.
Well, let me know if Naya gets angry and wants to shout at me. I'm always available.
And actually, Grennan's gonna go. Grennan's actually gonna go onto the bridge.
As he leaves the conference room.
Yes. Oh.
that will be the end of the episode.
Hot damn.